I'm just not interested, brother. Like I'm more so disgusted because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm not interested in it anymore. It is embarrassing. It is irritating for me to hear the same thing every 4 years. The number 4 represents foundation. We don't focus on our 4, but we continue to focus on theirs. Build your own, because power only respects power. They don't respect a vote. They don't respect a cry. They don't respect us begging. They respect power. If you don't have no money behind an agenda, stop talking. If you don't have power to exercise and organize your own people, stop talking. If you only want to say vote, 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 you are an embarrassment. It doesn't matter how many PhDs, how many master's degrees you have, you are going to be laughed at by those who are in control. They laugh at every single person who just yells vote, vote, vote. And if you don't vote for this person, that's a vote for them. It's a game. You don't look at the electoral colleges. You don't look at the finishing schools where they groom presidential candidates. You don't look at who funds them.
That's right.
You don't look at the fact that they're selected before they're elected. You don't know the process of this because you're still saying the word vote. People who have power don't say vote.
At all. Good people, man, what's up, what's good? We are back for another special episode. This one is like very sentimental for me, man. This has been 5 years in the making, if you will. So much had just changed. I was a young college student. I was an intern. So now 5 years later, Rizza, older, more established, even more, married. Killing it, author.
Yes, sir.
So many things changed, man. And this was prior to 2020. As you know, so many things went down in 2020. So now here we are, 2024. And brother, man, I appreciate you for just pulling up, man, to our studio, our platform. I appreciate your beautiful team, your family, King Simon as well, your management, everything, bro. So, man, I appreciate you greatly.
Absolutely, brother. I'm just honored to see you continue doing the work that you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, brother, 5 years is
it's crazy.
No light amount of time and moved by so quick.
Yeah.
So, but again, I'm just honored to see that you continue to evolve and build your platform and maintain integrity. That's what it's about.
Love, brother, love. Man, these 2 hours is going to be very powerful. On this platform, we are not afraid of talking about certain things.
Oh, yeah, you brought me on. I can see that.
Yeah, quote unquote being canceled.
Right.
And man, again, we got good vibes in here. The final calls, we had to make sure to put these on the table because hey, we always picking them up.
That's proper
here in Atlanta,
right
man.
there.
Shout out to all the good brothers and sisters, bro. But man, starting off during this time, 2024 presidential election season, right? We've seen President Joe Biden just drop out, which we were trying to call for that anyways, because I mean, as you see, talking about somebody in their 80s, and when he would be done with this round, he would be 86. So that wasn't reasonable. So now we see Kamala Harris being pushed, which we see as the incumbent potentially. And so many people are saying, if you don't support her as a black man, you don't support black women. Now, my thing is, I'm not for over-sexualizing her. I'm not for, when people try to tear her down, of course not. But I constantly keep playing in my head, brother, about when she said, I'm not going to do anything just for black people. How should we navigate during this political season right now of who we should vote for, and also what should we demand from these candidates?
First thing I'll say is this may be one of the only times where I don't have too much of a comment because this is literally the last time where we should have any belief in the presidential system whatsoever.
Right, for sure.
If you have not gotten it by now, you'll never get it when it comes to our belief in this system of things. It is over. It is a done deal.
Right.
Now, whether if you are for Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, that is up to you. The reality is no presidential candidate is our savior. None of them will save us. Donald Trump does not have an interest, I would say, overall in black people, and neither does Kamala Harris. She just blatantly said it. So again, if you decide to vote, that's up to you. Look at the policies, look at their speeches. Whoever dances better makes you feel good, wears Timberlands, eats fried chicken, comes out to 50 Cent Many Men song.
Can't make this stuff up. Huh?
Hey man, whatever makes you feel like that person is good for me.
Facts.
Great, do your thing. The reality is, I focus on building up the people because it doesn't matter who is in the office. Our condition will be the same.
Yes.
Our environment will be the same.
Yeah.
Our communities will be the same. As a matter of fact, they're going to get worse because we continue to try to cast a vote, which etymologically goes back to the word which means to wish. So we're going to wish and pray and hope and continue to do that instead of focusing on building up our own communities. I am genuinely not interested in voting for another Pharaoh. I'm not interested in going into another system of Rome, another system of Babylon. That is what it is. It is over. So again, some of y'all are like, well, man, Brother Rizza, man, I don't think it's this. If you don't vote for this person, you're voting for Trump. No, if you don't get the hell up and start changing your own goddamn condition, it will continue to perpetuate in its negativity. Stop trying to scare people into voting for another damn slave master. Whatever that is. Again, I appreciate Trump sometimes because sometimes he just says what he feels. I'd rather you do that than try to hide a knife behind your back like Joe Biden and stab me later on. Tell me how you feel. Good, bad, or indifferent. Kamala Harris, I even appreciate her at times because she lies so stupidly. And it's embarrassing. And they both have that in common. So, and by the way, she doesn't identify as a black woman. And if she did, you know, I think that's only when she's talking about collard greens, dancing. When she talks about, I believe, putting that, again, that hot sauce on fried chicken, wearing Timberland boots. That's when she talks about being a black woman. Smoking weed, things like that. But in reality, these are not the people who we should focus on to save us. Again, if you decide to vote for them, that is up to you. But Brother Rizza Islam's stance is, we know where this system is going. We know where it is. That's what it is. Some people want me to choose a side. Well, that's not God's side. Now, again, you can say whatever you want because people are like, well, let's be practical. Well, practically, you haven't done nothing for your damn self. And if you don't do that, and if you continue to say, well, I'm just going to put it on this person, and maybe we'll get it through them. The next person will be the best person. Biden was the right person. Obama was the right person. No, they're not the right person because they're in the same seat. I said this before, same seat as Nixon, same seat as JFK, same seat as Lyndon B. Johnson, same seat. They're in the same satanic seat. And even if they have good intentions, if Trump has good intentions, if Kamala have good intentions, if Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's also on the ballot, if he has good intentions, that's wonderful. But they're in that house of Satan. You think you're going to change the system? I don't think Trump could change it if he wanted to. I don't think Biden could change it. I don't think Kamala could change it. But again, they can make people hope and believe that something will come out of Satan's house. All right, well, hey, go keep doing your thing. We'll be out here building with our people and creating more solutions. So again, I know that was kind of a long answer for me to basically say, I'm just not interested, brother. Like I'm more so disgusted because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm not interested in it anymore. It is embarrassing. It is irritating for me to hear the same thing every 4 years. The number 4 represents foundation. We don't focus on our 4, but we continue to focus on theirs. Build your own, because power only respects power. They don't respect a vote. They don't respect a cry. They don't respect us begging. They respect power. If you don't have no money behind an agenda, stop talking. If you don't have power to exercise and organize your own people, stop talking. If you only want to say vote, 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 you are an embarrassment. It doesn't matter how many PhDs, how many master's degrees you have, you are going to be laughed at by those who are in control. They laugh at every single person who just yells vote, vote, vote. And if you don't vote for this person, that's a vote for them. It's a game. You don't look at the electoral colleges. You don't look at the finishing schools where they groom presidential candidates. You don't look at who funds them. You don't look at the fact that they're selected before they're elected. You don't know the process of this because you're still saying the word vote. People who have power don't say vote
at all. Hey, we have these conversations all the time.
Come on, man. People will get mad at it. I don't care, brother. At the end of the day, Minister Farrakhan has already given us the parameters of this whole situation. If we do not do something for ourselves, we will continue to be enslaved. That's right. That is it. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do for self or suffer the consequences. You will get mad at me. I seriously don't give a damn. Because once our people rise up and build our own everything and separate from the system, as many of us are already doing in different ways, we'll see our success grow. That's right. Asians don't beg, Jews don't beg, even the LGBTQ got so much money and power. You see them with their flag in front of the White House. Wow. The hell does that mean? The hell are you begging for? Stop yelling at me saying vote. Try to make me choose somebody. Walk up to me face to face and say, Rizza, who you gonna choose? I dare you, seriously. Wow. And you're gonna get everything I just told you. I'm not interested. But some people, I'll tell you this as well, brother. Some people want those of us who they say have influence or who the people listen to, they want us to pick one of those sides. Right. Like they really, I just need you to say this. But you never want me to tell you to take responsibility and build for yourself. This is why racist white people look right, because they're like, all y'all want is a handout. This is what they say.
Yep.
All you want is a handout.
Yep.
Now, those of us who have leadership qualities and follow guidance from leadership, etc., we say do for self, and we exercise that by doing it as best as we can.
Right.
But you have a system that genuinely does not care about us. We have to get this through our head. Well, Rizza, we get the popular vote. If we get this, Rizza, we go meet with them. If we, bro, it is hard.
Yeah.
For a lot of our people to realize this, because we genuinely have that white Jesus complex.
We do.
Still.
We do.
We really massa please.
Sky Daddy as well.
Brother, that sky daddy is real for a lot of people. Again, they're trying to rationalize insanity. Well, maybe this time, maybe that time, y'all gonna be saying vote for the next 20, 30 years until they take away your right to do it again. They working on that. Then they gonna say, well, hell, you need money to cast a vote. In a minute, you're gonna have to pay to vote. I'm just telling you, man. It's just very insane. So again, pardon my long-winded answer on that.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
I'm genuinely tired of it. Seriously. And again, people will say what they want, but I genuinely am just tired of it.
I'm with you. I feel you, man. Something else that it bothered me deeply, right? Shout out to my man Derek, who was filming this. I was there as well. He said something of, bro, Caleb, isn't it so crazy how Kamala Harris, she was able to raise, we're talking about $80 million in 48 hours off of one Zoom call, which then further proves that we can mobilize, we can monetize, we can circulate our dollars overnight towards Black-owned businesses, towards our hospitals, infrastructure, military, our own police departments, all of these things. How frustrated do you get of hearing, man, this politician was able to raise $80 million off of one Zoom call. You got AKAs moving together, Divine Nine, mobilizing, but then we can't do this for everyday things.
It's because there's someone who's invested in her for a specific agenda. Kamala Harris is funded by Alphabet Inc. Kamala Harris is funded by AIPAC. See, okay, let's just pause for a second. Let's realize something. Let's get all the way down to this. Who is funding these people? When you start with AIPAC, the American Israeli Public Action Committee. Okay, what do? They brag about the fact that they are the #1 donor to a large number of Democratic candidates in the United States. They brag about this. Why do they brag about this? Because they are a foreign entity who funds domestic politicians, people from outside of this country, funding politicians in this country to do things that benefit them in their country. They have not registered as a foreign agent. You have influence. How they say, well, Russia has influenced the election. No, Israel is. AIPAC. That's no secret. Kamala is not funded by interest groups that have the interests of the people here as much as other groups fund her. So the big checks are coming from somebody outside of the U.S. who do not have an interest in the U.S. They have an interest in the U.S. bowing down to them. So I want to make that very clear for y'all thinking, it just came from a Zoom call. Did you see the account? Did you see where the money really came from?
Facts.
Now let's make this clear again. In research, until you get the actual facts, you shouldn't really speak. Because when they say, oh man, she raised $100 million. No. She was invested in with $100 million. Switch the word. This ain't some damn, let's give her the money and we hope for the best. We believe in ourselves. No, you got some people who did do that. Sure, I'm sure the sororities, I'm sure some fraternities, I'm sure just random people donating had good intentions. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. But you have vested interest groups, banking organizations, pharmaceutical companies, oil and gas, AIPAC, the biggest one, who comes together and they say, we have an agenda. These are the things we want her to do. So we're going to pay for her to do it. That's why she spoke at AIPAC years ago, and she spoke again recently. Why? Because that's who paid my checks. Let me go get looking nice and go speak in front of them. She never does that for Black organizations. So again, look at who funds the person. That's who who they bow down to and who they will keep as a priority. It's not our people.
Something that you spoke on recently, and I was like, that's an excellent point. The Great Compromise of 1877.
Oh, yes.
And that shows that there is no difference between Democrat or Republican. If you can break that down for us, what exactly happened during that compromise of 1877?
Wormley Hotel, February 26, 1877. You had the Republicans, Democrats, they came together because they wanted to put Black people back on the plantation.
Right.
Okay, so you had the Reconstruction age, 1865 to 1877. Emancipation Proclamation, oh yes, Negroes are free. Not necessarily. Emancipation, as we were taught, Prime Minister Farrakhan, it means I free you from my hand, but not from my control. So you let all of these black folks go free to go out, no food, no clothing, no shelter, no nothing, just, hey, get up out of here. Okay, so that's why some of them went back to the shackles willingly. And some of them had to go into the sharecropping stuff, or some of them had to find ways to get work here and there. But this government said, well, we got a lot of land and a lot of businesses and a lot of companies that need these hands to keep working. So let's find a way to put them back on the plantation. Well, Democrats and Republicans agreed at that time, like unanimously. Let's put them back on the plantation. It was called the Great Compromise, or also known as the Great Betrayal of 1877. And so they found a way to put us back on the plantation so that we can continue to work. Same way in a enslaved type of circumstance where we're not making anywhere near as much money as we should. We had all the skills, the tools, etc. And even at that time, for a white man to be seen with a hammer or types of, major equipment, it looked a little weird because we were the main ones doing that.
Right.
The brick masonry, the electrical work, any type of physical labor that was normal for us. Matter of fact, they looked down on any of their white brethren who's, no, that's for the Negroes. Let them do that, right? So at that time, if they could compromise and come to an agreement, and by the way, it was introduced, the idea, by a Jewish man by the name of William Levy. And that man is who really pushed the idea, kind of introduced it. And they said, that's a pretty good idea that we should do that because, well, hell, we'll make more money, we'll work less, and we know they will agree to do that. So let's go ahead and make that happen. So at that time, if they can agree in the 1800s, Democrats and Republicans, to put black people back on the plantation, I believe they will agree to do the same thing in present time. I don't see this Democrat, Republican, red, blue. Okay, if we in the hood and we know Bloods and Crips and y'all doing the same things in politics, we can't trust you. It's an immature, perpetual circumstance. So I went from the hood and put on a suit and we doing the same thing up here.
Wow.
It makes no damn sense to me. I don't understand this. How is it that I can pay you and you say, well, Republicans are bad, I don't like them, oh my God, bad, bad, or Democrats, they just stupid, bad, bad, bad. Okay, both of you look stupid to this very day. All you're doing is arguing. The same situation is in our communities right now that has continued to be in the same situation for hundreds of years.
That's right.
Because y'all keep saying it's these people and they keep saying it's those people. It's both of y'all. And then right underneath these 535 members of Congress, Democrats and Republicans, Senate and House majority or House representatives, et cetera, above that, that's where you have the real power. The bankers, pharmaceuticals, et cetera. Congress doesn't run much. They're supposed to be able to pass laws, et cetera, veto the president's decisions, et cetera, but they don't even have the control. The president doesn't even have the control. So the president now is the figurehead. He looks a certain way, makes you believe in the nation that we call the United States of America, but who's behind him and or her?
That's right.
Those are the people with the real power.
Yes.
So again, at this point, if you came to an agreement back then, Democrats and Republicans, like Brother Kendrick Lamar said, if that's what you came to an agreement on to put our people back on the plantation, then I understand that there is a situation of power above everything else.
For sure.
And if it benefits all of you to do something that destroys an entire group of people, I believe they'll do it.
Yes.
I believe there are Democrats and Republicans working behind the scenes together to keep our people down as long as it is mutually beneficial.
Yes.
I believe that there are Democrats and Republicans coming together right now to keep us in a perpetual type of enslavement, whether it's economic, educational, familial, etc. I believe that there are people working together. I know that there are. Like there are white and black people at the top working together to keep us in the enslaved position that we're in. Very few of them at the top. It's not just white folks at the top doing it. It's not just Arabs. It's not just a few Chinese. It is a conglomerate of very evil, wicked individuals who say that these people are the useless eaters that we have to control, and we have to depopulate billions of them so that we can maintain our control and dominance. I believe it is a mix of them now. So I don't get involved in that. They came together back then. I'm sure they're coming together now quietly and making everyone believe that, hey, Democrats are the right one, or hey, Republicans are the right one. Anytime there's a conflict between two or more parties, you always look for the hidden third party behind that is keeping the fighting going. It's that person whispering in your ear, Caleb, I saw that nigga what they're doing. Some craziness, right? Then they're going to whisper, hey, I heard this about Caleb. I saw this sister over here talking about you. Y'all start arguing, and you don't know that it's a hidden third person
making all this go.
Making you go back and forth. It's a basic in a war, and I think they're still doing it.
I'm loving this. Project 2025, which I feel like exemplifies that, because I don't even think that it came from the right. Of course, you know, people say that it came from them and they talk about the person who proposed it. However, I'm like, it works for both parties. On the right wing, it's like, hey, I want this, I want to push this. On the left wing, it's fear tactics of, if you don't vote, this will happen. I'm at a state right now, Rizza, to where when I read everything on Project 2025, I'm like, what are we so afraid of? Because this is what they already have done or what they're currently doing. And if it's not happening right now, it's going to happen eventually.
Yes.
So we have to start protecting ourselves. We have to start building our own infrastructures, own systems. How do you feel about Project 2025 when you see Taraji P. Henson talking about this multiple times at the BET Awards and saying we should go vote because if we don't, this is going to happen? And I'm like, okay, even if we vote and let's say that Trump, he wins, even if every black person in America voted and Trump wins, are we just going to cry and be afraid, oh, Project 2025, oh, it's over for us? But how do you feel about Project 2025 when you first heard about it?
I haven't read all the pages as of yet.
Right.
So I'm not going to pretend as
I mean,
if
it's
I have.
900 pages plus. So,
Right, exactly, right. And I have read that many pages in policy before. I haven't read all of it yet. However, as you said, as you pointed out, much of what people are saying is in it has already happened before.
Right.
Okay, the problem is now you don't want the Band-Aid to get ripped off.
That's right.
They were talking about removing welfare. They were talking about removing, I believe, overtime. They were talking about removing people who go into retirement, removing that type of, they've been trying to come after retirement, Social Security. Oh, they've been trying. So everything that is a handicap circumstance for some and a help aid for others who do need it, they're talking about removing it. Why? Your government is broke. Let's make this clear. They don't have no damn money.
Wow.
Or so they make you believe. They send the money to the Ukraine.
Facts. Billions.
They send the money to Israel.
Billions.
Off the top.
Yeah.
You talking about I'm not talking about from the net. I'm talking about the gross. They take the money off the top of Israel and they send it over there.
Here's your cut.
Right before they start paying bills and everything in the U.S.
Facts.
They make that a priority, but when it comes to their own citizens, we ain't got it. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so what did the most honorable Elijah Muhammad say in his book, The Fall of America, the black and red book with fire on it? He said separation is our greatest and only or best and only solution if we but knew. Why did he say that? He said once the dollar goes down, the government is going to go down behind the dollar. He wrote this in a book over 50 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, why don't you think it's real? See, it's not real until it hits you on your front door. It's not real until it hits your family. It's not real until it hits you in your pocket. You like, damn, I can't believe, man, get Trump in there so he can, oh, you think Trump is not the reason why America's in debt? Biden's not even the reason. They're not. This happened way back in the early 1900s with the Federal Reserve Act, way back then. You think they're going to change it. They can't. There's nothing that Trump can do to change the overall economic circumstance. He can do it for a moment. But at this point where things are, no one can change where this is going, the trajectory. It's far too deep. Bro, listen, I'm telling you again, no reason. See, you don't want to hear it.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
It makes you uncomfortable because that means, damn, I got to get up and do something.
Mommy and daddy can't take care of it.
At all. Yes, you got to get up. We all got to get up and do something. You might want to pay attention to realize gold is a reality.
It is.
If you want to use Bitcoin, it's up to you. Buying up land is something that all of the intelligent real estate developers, owners, bankers, and companies and corporations are doing. They know exactly where this is going. Because if you have land, you have everything.
That's right.
They are looking at the fact that this thing is going down. They're buying land abroad. They're trying to figure out ways to survive because they know this bubble is about to burst. The dollar is going to crash. And you think the Great Recession back in the early to mid 1900s, you think that was something. Imagine what's about to happen. Again, people don't want to hear this, bro. They don't want to hear it this way. Project 2025 is only going to bring back certain things that were already in place before that actually benefited them because it was less money going to the people, more to the corporations, more to the government, more to where they wanted to go, and less to, okay, helping these people, veterans, people who are handicapped, okay, black folks, oh my God. They didn't like, look, they never wanted it in the first place. That's my point. They never wanted this in the first place. They're tired of it. People who say racism doesn't exist, you are a goddamn fool. People who say fascism doesn't exist, you are a damn fool. People who are thinking that economic racism, economic control, manipulation doesn't exist, you are a fool. They do not care about the average citizen in America, black, white, or all in between. They don't give a damn. That's why white folks is so pissed off now, because they experimented on all of you along with us over the last 4.5 years. And you never thought it would happen. Like, well, hold on now, that's for the niggers. But
I'm not one of them.
Hey, Johnny, this is it's me, baby. No. It's real.
Facts.
So people are talking about Project 2025 as a way to scare people. And again, shout out to Taraji P. Henson, love our sister, sincerely. And all of those who are talking about this, because at least their intention is good.
For sure.
To mobilize the people, to get the people aware, etc.
Sure.
However, mobilize us enough to do something for ourselves.
That's right.
Stop mobilizing us to vote for another person who we think is going to save us from Satan's agenda and strategy. The U.S. government is not interested in the safety nor the survival of its own citizens. They are not interested. They do not believe that they are. Why do you believe that this government is going to give power to over 330 million people?
It doesn't make sense.
To vote in a person who is going to control policies that affect them and you, when they don't even believe you are intelligent enough to operate in everyday life?
That's right.
Why would this government say we're going to give you the power to vote in the person who's going to control our life? You must be a damn fool. Seriously, they do not think that we are that intelligent. That's why they want to depopulate. That is government policy. It's in the food, the air, it is in the educational system, it is a reproductive field. They encourage women to get rid of children, not to institute or activate the over 10 different ways of protecting yourself by, contraceptive, got condoms, you got all this. Well, I don't feel like doing all that. Oh, word.
Got something even
really
better.
Same thing with men. We got different ways of, no, let's just do everything, be irresponsible, get to the very end where life starts to come into the picture, and then just go ahead and kill the baby. See, again, I know I jumped to a subject there, but that relates to this.
Nah, you did jump. Hey, that's where we about to go to next.
I'm just saying that we have to get this through our heads. Stop relying on this damn system. Some of y'all done already cut off the interview by now. I want you to understand this, bro.
Yeah, because it makes you uncomfortable.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I have been to the White House. I have been to the steps of I've presented where Dr. Martin Luther King presented from, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in front of over 30,000 people live and in person. I have been to these places. I have talked to a lot of these individuals. They do not care. They don't. And the sooner you get that, the sooner you'll realize, okay, we have to do something for ourselves. That damn food stamps is going to get cut off. Everything else is going to get cut off. What you going to do? That's when you find out what you're made of, brother. Project 2025, okay, that's the new thing. Great. 4 years from now is going to be another thing. 4 years after that is going to be another thing.
It's a brand new stressor.
Oh, yeah, that's another fear tactic that they're going to use for you to vote for somebody else who they plan to put in office in the first place.
Come on.
That's what they do. Kamala, you think she's going to win? All right. Trump, you think you're going to win? All right. Hey, doesn't matter. They already were planning to put in whichever one it is.
Come on.
They already planned to put him in beforehand.
Yes, sir.
And again, the Trump voters going to be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Trump is free. You are a damn idiot. Trump is for Trump first.
Yes, right.
Because he's a businessman first, then a president. That's what I like about him too.
He goes to the highest bidder.
He was like, I ain't flying on Air Force One. I got my own jet. I ain't staying in the White House. I got my own mansion. See, I like that. I like that. Shake it up. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't trust him.
Yeah.
And I don't trust Kamala either. I can appreciate characteristics and not trust the whole package.
And that's what people don't understand, Rizza, because then they'll try to clip that up. See, he's a Trump supporter. You see what I'm saying?
They did that when I was on No Jumper because they asked me a question. They thought I was going to go in the direction they wanted me to go in.
That's right.
I said, I like Trump. I said, I like Trump. I said, because, I said, because at times when he speaks the truth, he speaks it.
Yeah.
When he doesn't like you, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
But then he also lies too. See, hey, man. But they all do. That's politics. Yeah. That's you have to do. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, politic means multiple bloodsuckers.
Come on.
But politics, you must lie once you get to a certain level.
That's right.
Local politicians can't really lie that much because the evidence is obvious.
I can pull up on you too.
And I can pull up on you.
Where you live.
You're supposed to be at your weekly meeting in the chamber with city council where the people can come in and address, issues. Normally it's a Wednesday, sometimes a Thursday, depending on what city you in. So a local politician, city council, school board, mayor, that you can actually get something done.
Facts.
Then once they start getting to state assembly person, governor and all that, the further they get away from people, the closer they get to corporations. That's how this goes. The further up they go, if we do not fund them as they go, then they say like, I'm sorry, y'all, but they paying my checks. They cutting them. I'm got to do for them, but I'm going to make you think I'm doing for you. That's how it goes. It's politics. My major in college was political science.
Come on now.
And I chose not to do that once I found out what the hell it was in politics.
Sick game.
I said, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this.
Yes.
I won't be able to help my people in the way that I think by going through the system.
the great Dr. Claude Anderson, man, he talks about paranomics, right?
Yes.
Paranomics is so important about funding and things like that, getting things mobilized. Do you think even if Black people created a super PAC and started funding these politicians, these presidents, these senators, governors, whoever, do you think that that could like potentially work for us, or it's already too late for us overall? How do you feel about that?
Creating a super PAC is something that is economically intelligent, as our brother Dr. Claude Anderson outlined for years,
For sure.
and years and years. And Minister Farrakhan has also echoed the same exact thing because of what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught him.
Yeah.
So this is something that has been echoed. Brother Malcolm X talked about it. I believe Huey P. Newton talked about it. Many of our leaders, Marcus Garvey talked about it,
For sure.
putting the economics behind the person who we vote for.
Right.
Because money does talk. And I wouldn't say it's too late. I would just say if we want to do it by going through this system, then we will face certain barriers that are put in that place.
Right.
Even though we have the money.
Yeah.
So we got the money, and we've seen this before. We will have the money and offer to buy a building.
LA, we saw that with South Central.
Come on, my brother. With LA over there, I believe it was
David Gross.
over off of Martin Luther King and Crenshaw,
Yep.
known as the Black Mall.
Right.
Baldwin Hills Mall.
Yep.
Group of Black folk had the money. They didn't ask for a discount or nothing. Had the money that was put up there to buy it.
That's right.
They wouldn't let them buy it. Why would you let us buy it?
It's power.
Our money is the same as your money.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we know what you're going to do.
That's right.
Which is free your people, provide jobs, economic influence, and build and resurrect that community.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't have that. Why? Because we benefit off of you being in the enslaved position that you're in. So we can't do that.
Yeah.
So they sold it to a Jewish community. And I found that out because one of the people were bragging to me in a meeting about it, a Jewish man. And I'm saying this specifically for those of you in that community who you know about them a part of your community, not the racist ones, because some of you are not, but you know which ones I'm talking about. Like we got some people in our community who are some a-holes. You got some too.
That's right.
And he was bragging to me. So, you know that mall off of, bro, he was recently, you know, the mall out of Crenshaw and King.
Hey, that's a rich flex, huh?
No, bro.
Yeah.
The man walked up to the table.
Wow.
And he introduced me to him. I looked at him. He looked down at me. He shook his friend's hand who I was eating this meal with. And he walked away. And I was so infuriated because I was thinking, wow, the Black Mall is not owned by Black people.
Come on now.
But we had the money to do it. We didn't beg. We didn't ask for a discount. We didn't try to, get it on the low. We did it the way that you call the right way. We did it according to your rules, but we couldn't get it. So that means your system is never interested in us having it, even if we go about it the way you tell us to go about it. Just be a good old boy, have the credit right, have the money right, have the capital up, and we can let you do that. No. It's not like that all the time. It's not. And I know a lot of millionaires and billionaires who know that. Yeah. So it is about the power and the intent behind it. That's if right. we would have had in the agenda to give that over to somebody else or let someone else have the dominant control, 51% ownership and influence, then it would be cool. But because it's not that, they're like, hell no, we know what you Negroes going to do with it. Yeah. So to answer that question, we can have a PAC, a political action committee, who puts money together, but I would encourage and recommend that we do it for local politicians,
I agree.
And then also for land, buying up the buildings, creating the businesses, organizations, creating everything that supports us for survival, food, clothing, shelter, education, engineering, creating more trade schools so that we can build everything. And then if a politician wants to come in and do something, then they have to go through us.
That's right.
And our committee to have access to the people, to the location, the area, etc. And if they don't handle things according to the policies, well, there are other ways to handle that. So again, I know y'all like, man, brother, what it's just, damn, I don't know what to tell us at times. Like, what do you want me to say?
I'm with you.
Like, what do you want me to say? Well, brother, we should be able to do this, and I know it's not the way you think. Yeah. When I say they don't care, I'm not just saying that. Yeah. I have talked to these people. I have looked them in the eyes. We are not dealing with logic, reason, or morality. We're dealing with survival and a struggle for power. At that point, people are not logical.
It's life or death.
It's life or death.
Yeah.
You know what it is when somebody trying to run up on you or you get into a fight or whatever. It's life or death at that moment, right? Yeah, we think that war doesn't exist and we don't realize that we're in one. You think that because you got a white girlfriend, baby mama, you got a white boyfriend, baby father, or guess what? Oh, you're married to a white man. Racism is over. Everybody clap your hands. Wash it up. Hey, it's all good. You are out of your stupid damn mind. Seriously. Brother, you married to a white man, hey, that's fine. Don't compare your relationship to black women. Just say you happy with your woman that you with. Don't ever do that. Same thing, vice versa. But I will tell you this, all she got to do is yell rape and your whole life is over.
You could, yeah.
Same thing, vice versa.
Yeah.
Let's make it very clear. Again, you can say whatever you want. This is a reality that we're dealing with.
That's right.
So I'm very critical about this. If we're going to have our own money together to do things, we have to be mindful and intelligent about exactly what we do. If politics is the first area we go into, I don't have too much belief in it unless it's on a local level or even the level of statewide as the highest. But even then, you got to be very watchful because once you get to presidential, it ain't your ball game no more. It's not. Unless we push homosexuality, unless we push depopulation, unless we push GMO foods, unless we push things on their agenda list, it's not going to benefit us. They're not going to have no RBG flag on the White House like they had the LGBT flag on the White House.
Facts, though.
Get this through your damn head.
That's facts.
And why would you want them to? If you know what that house represents. See, we got to battle with ourselves now.
It's a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest. But damn, you want to be approved by Satan so bad? You still want massa to approve of you? We don't need them. Seriously, local policies can be affected by what we do locally and handling the politicians and put them in. Then if somebody above tries to do that, then we come together and address that. But it has to be done strategically in that way. Again, I know people, you may not like this again, but just damn. Well, I've had a lot of calls. And I'll tell you this right now. Every politician, presidential, when they're doing their campaign run, they call to meet up with representatives of the different communities. So they call to get a group of LGBT to meet with, Jews, Indians, Chinese, Black, Arab. Okay, this is what they do. I've been called to be a part of a group of Black delegates and representatives for Kamala and Trump's camp.
Wow.
Have both called. I find this interesting. Why call me? They know what time it is. See, 4 years from now, you're not going to have pretty much any belief in the presidential circumstance at all from nobody.
It's the last one.
This is the last one.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're desperate now. They're like, look, let's talk to the ones who we know don't like us. The ones who we know can't be bought. The ones who we know for a fact are not even interested in this political stratosphere of things. Let's even try to get them to come in.
That's right.
For optics to make things look a certain way.
See, I'm cool with reason.
Oh, I'm cool with reason. You're not going to see a picture of me next to Trump like this. You ain't gonna, no. If I ever am in a picture with Trump, it's probably going to be like this. At least. Kamala.
Roll your eyes. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. And I mean that respectfully, y'all, because again,
you keeping it a buck.
I don't trust any of them.
No.
I don't trust them because the system that they are a part of and that we've been witnessing is not trustworthy. So it's not Kamala the person or even Trump the person. It's the system. That's all. So I've been reached out to by both. And even Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s camp, because we're allies in the health freedom movement. Right. So I've been reached out in some regards from his camp as well. But I don't see a future in this system.
I don't either.
I genuinely don't. Again, I know some of y'all like, well, damn, I guess that's it. No, that's it for that.
Yeah.
Now, how about let's get to this?
Yeah.
Let's get to work and let's make it happen. So just look at the brighter side, which is if we get together and build more, because a lot of us are building, just keep building more and you'll see more success. Let's just have more focus and belief and faith in ourselves.
Yeah. Separation. To your point, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad been telling us about this. Minister Farrakhan as well. You have so many great brothers and sisters. And I think about something nonstop, Stockholm Syndrome. Drapetomania as well, I think, when it comes to slavery, of how people, please look that up, about that was a whole clinical term of why do these Negroes want to run away? This is a mental problem. I learned about that, man, in college, and it blew my mind.
You going somewhere with that.
This is a real thing, right?
Yes.
Why is it so uncomfortable to talk about separation? Sometimes Black people who are affluent, especially here in Atlanta, start clutching their purses or tighten up a little bit when you start talking about separation, because it's like, I live in a white neighborhood. I work with white people. How can I separate from them? Why is it so hard for us to even fathom separation? Because I see Chinatown. I see the law of food. I see Japanese people to themselves, Jewish people to themselves. Of course, still exchanging commerce and things like that, but they go to their own communities. But for us, it's hard to fathom separation. Why is it like that for us, Rizza?
We've been heavily indoctrinated, infected with fear. We still have this traumatic circumstance believing that anything that we build is going to be blown up and destroyed, like it was with Tulsa, Oklahoma. We don't believe that we can come together and do something in a united fashion and it will survive and be consistent. We don't believe that even happens, even though it does. There are plenty of Black groups, organizations, towns, pockets of areas, businesses where it has been flourishing for decades. You have chunks of us in pockets, for real.
Facts.
Things are going very well. We have schools, we have grocery stores, we have whole farms. Like this stuff exists. So I think one thing we have to do is start promoting more of what we actually do have and put that image out there and inject that out there. The Black Wall Street Mall out here in Atlanta. Put up the fact that there are over 100 Black owned businesses in that building. Hold up.
In one building.
In one building. Shout out to y'all. Put up the fact that yes, the Baldwin Hills Mall, although the mall is not Black owned, but there are over 50 Black owned businesses in one building. Put out the fact of Lamar Park in LA.
Historic.
Put out the fact of Harlem, Black Harlem, and the different blocks of businesses that are booming and doing well in Brooklyn, New York, and the Bronx and all these areas. Put out the fact that there are so many pockets, as I said, pockets of neighborhoods where we are flourishing and doing well, and we have security companies, and we have certain industrial companies and other businesses that are building technology. We have car companies, Black owned. Push it. Let the people know it exists so you can stop saying, well, man, if we build that, man, they're going to blow it up. Shut the hell up and stop being so goddamn scared. Damn.
Talk about it.
Stop bringing up Tulsa all the goddamn time like you were there. It kills me when I hear people saying that. And not only that, but stop focusing on the fact that it's just Tulsa. Why do you promote the one that got blew up? There were over 60 all Black towns.
Come on now.
And they were thriving and successful all throughout the United States. Talk about those. Talk about Africa Town. Talk about Allensworth, I believe, Allensworth, I believe as well. Talk about all the 60 over 60 all Black towns, and talk about the fact that we had engineers, doctors, lawyers. We had, again, all the trades persons, and we still do. Promote that, make that hot, and keep perpetuating that. And the reason why, on the other end, some of us don't want to do that again is because we're tired. We don't want to work.
It takes accountability.
It takes accountability.
Responsibility.
Because who gonna we blame now? Okay, the white man is classic. We got that. Oh, the white man is devil. Oh, okay, But some of us are devils too.
That's right.
You killing your own people too. Now what? I can't just point at the white man. That's one ingredient. Now here's the other ingredient.
That's
you
right.
kill your own people. What about that one?
Cultural suicide.
Cultural suicide. Here's the other ingredient. You cut off your people from economic empowerment because some of y'all are so damn cutthroat that you prevent your brothers from having access to capital, wealth. You talk bad about his business. You talk bad about her business. You don't want them to have access to nothing. In the podcast world, in the economic business world, in the educational world, you banging on each other's schools. My school is better. What are you talking about? Damn. Can we just shut up and realize that we have good things going on and continue to promote the fact that we have good things happening?
Come on.
We act as if it's going to take away from our brother Caleb if Brother Rizza goes on another podcast to be interviewed over here. You got some weird people out here, brother, who genuinely have this deep egotistical feeling that if I see someone going over there, it's going to take away from what I'm doing over here. No, this enemy sees us as one people.
That's right.
We have to see ourselves as one people. Again, I had a circumstance yesterday where, because we're talking about separation, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, separation, one, is the extreme. That's the last resort. What the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, that is the ultimate thing right there. That is, if we cannot get along with you in peace together in any of these areas,
we've tried.
We've tried. And sometimes maybe they have done some good here or there. Okay, but overall, as a community, we have not been able to.
That's right.
So therefore, separate spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Then you get into the physical, financial, economic, educational, familial. Then you get into the agricultural, because we do not eat the same foods. Right? You have to get into all these areas to separate. And what does that mean? Establish it for yourself. Now, if y'all want to come spend your dollars over here to buy what we produce in our food and all that, hey, feel free. But our people get priority first, right? Just like everybody else. So the separation takes steps it happens in stages and degrees.
Yeah.
I had a brother walk up to me yesterday when I was going into a black-owned restaurant, which means we're both eating the same food. And he says, "Brother Rizza?" I said, "Yes, sir." Before he shook my hand, he said, "Well, let me ask you this question."
Hey,
let me ask you a question.
First.
No, really, right? Before he shook my hand,
That's
as
crazy.
if I introduced myself to you.
Right. You
Okay.
mind your business.
Okay,
Yeah.
brother. No, I mean, like, really, in real talk, in real
for
life,
sure.
you know how I am. I'm a good brother. I'm not that kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. If you're going to treat me like an enemy, I don't care what you look like. If you run up on me, you're going to get handled with all the business. Because some of our people have lost their mind. Now, this brother who was an elder, so I felt very bad for him, walks up to me, reaches out his hand, and he says, "Oh, before I shake your hand, brother, what are we?"
Wow.
Here we go. I wanted to call him a nigga right there.
Hey, I'll say it for you next time.
Bro.
You ain't got to worry about it.
I'm like, wait a minute. So you know my face, you smiled, and you knew my face in a good way. Oh, man, Brother Rizza. And you wouldn't shake my hand because you said, "What are we?" As a prerequisite before we could shake hands as brothers, I have to say the right word.
That's sick.
And he said, "You know we Israelites, right?"
Come on, bro.
I want to say you a damn nigga. Just like I am to this system.
Come on now.
And I did say that, as a matter of fact. I said, "Sure, brother." Then I shook his hand and squeezed it a little bit so he can understand what's under this suit. I'm like, because I'm looking at what's under his. No, you're not that or this, whatever you call it. No, you're diabetic.
Wow.
No, you're overweight.
Wow.
No, you're a casualty walking. You're a liability to the people. Stop using labels as if you're bigger than me and I'm bigger than you. More Christian, Hebrew, Israelite, Nation of Islam, 5%. We're sick. And how is it that you are an Israelite and I'm a Muslim and we're eating in the same restaurant? You hear what I'm saying? You look stupid. And this enemy laughs every time. There go them niggas. Yeah, I like that. Keep that division going. I shook his hand, let him talk. And I said, I don't get into the spiritual gangbanging, brother. He said, no, I understand. No, I said, no. Because I could have said, no, brother, you just approached me with aggression.
That's right.
You banged on me.
You were minding your business.
Brother, I was minding my business. Now, come on now.
Come on.
You banged on me righteously. I mean, no, you're not. The Honorable Mr. Farrakhan said, we are not what we profess or say with our mouth. We are what we practice.
Come on now.
And what you did was you introduced yourself as an opposition or an enemy, claiming to be a righteous brother. To all of my brothers within the spiritual community, whatever scripture you read, do your best to understand that Satan is involved in all of them. He's involved in every religious group, every organization, every political, every social, every community organization. You call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Those labels mean nothing if what you practice does not reflect the principles.
Come on.
So you can say whatever you want. But if that was a small example of us hanging out in a restaurant, then I can't imagine what happens to us in larger groups across the planet. This is why we don't come together, because of that sickness right there. That was white supremacy in pure action. So I wanted to mention that because now we got to separate from the devil inside of us.
That's right.
We can't separate from this system because we got too much in common with it now. You acting just like the white man you say you despise.
That's right.
You being just like him.
That's right.
Calling yourself this, calling yourself that, but you doing the same thing that he's doing. I don't like that, bro. So again, the separation is not just from the U.S. government and all that, but it's the separation from the behaviors that they push on us that we have adopted, gone into agreement to, and perpetuate on each other.
That's right.
All the way down to rape, molestation, robbing, killing, and all that too.
Yep.
They did it to us first. Now we're doing it to each other. And we pass it all on. We have to separate from it all. You can't just keep pointing. Separate from all behaviors and things that do not benefit us as a people. Everything. Which means sometimes we have to be honest with each other and be like, Uncle Jody, Auntie Carol, your brother, we're gonna have to be honest about who needs to.
Hey, that's how you heal, though.
I'm saying, brother,
it has to be addressed first.
Cut deep, but it's that time.
Come on now. Black Wall Streets, right? Right up the street, Rizza, Auburn Avenue, very historic, right? People talk about Tulsa all the time. We got Wilmington, all these other black towns.
Wilmington Avenue.
Auburn Avenue, man, alone I mean, you talk about Alonzo Herndon, one of the first black millionaires, man. Atlanta Life Insurance, it was huge, right? So basically, his net worth, if it was like calculated right now in 2024, it would almost be like $500 million. And we're talking about in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Martin Luther King comes from the same street, Auburn Avenue. Maynard Jackson, first black mayor. So we're currently in the process of finishing up on our first dock on Auburn Avenue. And man, throughout this process, though, I see homelessness all throughout the streets of Auburn Avenue.
Yes.
Businesses closing down. And crazy enough, at Georgia State, during my time there, the Honors College building that we would have classes in was Alonzo Herndon's building. And they have nothing for him. Only thing that they have is just a small plaque that's on the ground that people walk over every single day.
Yeah, see.
And to your point about fear, I get pissed off all the time because I'm like, people talk about Atlanta being the Black Mecca, but we got Magic City across the street. Saturday night, Magic Mondays is popping. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars circulated in that building, which I'm not hating on at all. But Auburn Avenue, our Black Wall Street that we have, I don't see anything being poured into that. I don't see anything being flipped. I see dope dealing, homelessness again. I see gentrification now. Now they're starting to change names in Auburn Avenue to this, that, and the third. And the belt line's starting to stretch out there. So seeing that, how do we try to regenerate our former Black Wall Streets and bring back Lamar Park where it's thriving again, or Baldwin Hills or South Central before they built the highway systems going through there. Olympics come in 2028. How do we try to rebuild all of these Black Wall Streets? And to your point of not being afraid of saying, if we do build this again, if it is flourishing again, all they're going to do is blow it up.
First thing is stop lying about the fact that we don't have money. Stop lying about the fact that we don't have wealth, we don't have opportunity, we don't have resources. We have plenty of them. We simply lack the unity with those in that area. Like you said, we're united about a club, we're united about music, which alcohol is the best one to drink. We're united in a lot of the wrong things.
Right.
And we're united in good things every now and then. But for something like that, it has to be made popular and legitimate that this is what we need to focus on. If you're going to be over here paying for stripping, okay.
Got to have a balance.
Go down the street and say, you know what? Let me put money into what truly represents us as a people, our history, because to be very mindful, the historical areas in every other community are sacred.
They are.
You do not mess with those areas. You ain't touching them.
Yeah.
This is where they go to study. They almost worship their ancestors, brother. And they revere them with so much respect that you will never desecrate that area. You will learn from them. Anything that worked from 2,000-3,000 years ago, they still do today in many different cultures. If it worked back then, if it built our people, if it represented us perfectly, then we're going to keep adopting those and keep using that. Rinse and recycle, the same thing. That's with us, well, hey, Black Fist, we appreciate our brother back then, but this is what we on right now, and you're doing something else as if that makes you great. No, you have to study the greats and become greater.
That's right.
Strip clubs, alcohol, smoking and drinking, cool. All right. Great ways to waste your time, money, intelligence, energy. What does it do to build? The homelessness in one major part is because of the large amount of people who are being kicked out of the mental, quote unquote, health facilities, where they're being experimented on with these psychotropic drugs. Then they kick them out and they somehow always end up in our historical areas. And they push that there because they want the historical areas of ours to look unattractive so that we don't want to be around them.
You cooking, Rizza.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a psychological weapon that they use. Martin Luther King Boulevard in every major city is the worst.
It's not by mistake.
Not by mistake at all. Because they want you to think psychologically, this is the legacy of your freedom fighters. This is the legacy of those who stand up, who stand against us, who try to prevent us from doing what we do. This is their legacy. We will kill you, we will take you out, and we will ruin your name. Then we'll make people believe that the worst about you is the real about you. And guess what? Yeah, we'll name a street after you, but it's going to be the worst street. Drugs, prostitution, it's going to be robbing, all that. That's your legacy. Because we don't want none of your people to ever think about doing what you did. It's all a psychological game when it comes to this. So we need to put more money into it and put pressure on the people who know about it. Why you keep putting money over here into things that destroy us? Put the money over here. Rizza, no, you can't tell nobody what to do. You goddamn right we can. Yes, we can. If what you're doing is destroying our people, you are an enemy to our people. So let's go to this side of things. When you want to discipline somebody, let it be known that if you are going to do things that destroy our people, you are an enemy to our people. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how much of a suit you wear. You could be wearing a bow tie. You could be wearing whatever, looking just like us and all that. But if you are doing something that destroys our people, you must be corrected. I say this with love and sincerity because we don't have too much time. And the younger generation is seeing all of this and they're being influenced by it. Put the money where it matters, not just where it makes more. Put it where it matters. Because every other group of people respects their historical figures. They respect the areas that helped to build them as a foundation to where they got to where they are now. The people who are pioneers, who helped to become, like you said, the first millionaires, the first doctors and lawyers, the first people who put us in these areas to build, they must be respected. The streets have to be clean. We got to do this as a community. So it's not just the artists and the celebrities and athletes that we have to.
People, it's on
everyday people, it's on us, bro.
That's right.
We got to make sure we see trash, pick it up.
Yep.
We see somebody homeless right there, brother, you need something to eat?
Yeah, talk to him, man.
Talk to him. Like, why do y'all act like, all right, man, okay, hold on. Why do y'all act like some of y'all haven't been homeless? Like, think about this. You got some of you have your family right now.
That's right.
Who are out there.
And you know where they at.
Yeah,
you right.
But they ain't gonna listen to me. Don't worry about that.
Just try.
They going through what they dealing with. Go offer them some, give them some food, put a couple dollars in their pocket. If they are dealing with drug addiction, then find a location that helps with a good rehab and get together with the family and see if you can pay for it and then go pick them up and put them in there. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know this because sometimes they don't come along willingly. Hey, sometimes you got to knock the elder out. Let's be clear. That's what the police do. They go knock them out, put them in handcuffs, go put them in there so that they could book him and make money for him being in there. So how about you not see, like some of y'all like, did he just encourage violence? No, I'm encouraging tough love. Absolutely. If you know where your loved one is and they out there, sometimes we got to go grab them and go bring them again to a place that is safe and that is controlled. Because sometimes, again, some of our people are very dangerous for us. That's another thing. Sometimes they're not in control of themselves because of the drugs, because of the trauma. Sometimes they're not aware of the damaging things they're doing. So if you can find a place, again, the solution, locate a place that is safe, controlled, that has what you need for them, the food, the clothing, the shelter, the people that can monitor them and help them, not that will drug them, preferably not. And get the money together, get them there. Come on. For real. I'm saying for those of you who know where your family member is, at least. And then for the rest, dealing with those who are homeless. Okay, then set up programs down there. Even if it's just once a week, you go down there, you give out food, you give out health kits. A lot of sisters who need pads. A lot of brothers and sisters who need different sanitary equipment, deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste. Do that. How much money does that take? It's nothing.
You go to the dollar store.
Come on, man. Get that for them. And then go down there and pick up trash every week. You can do that. Take an hour out of your damn day. Rather than saying, oh, man, this community, this is terrible. It's why I don't like driving down here. I don't like, hey, you going over there on the east side? I ain't going over there, bro. Well, if you went over there and cleaned up a little bit, it'll look better. Then if it looks better, you'll feel better. Come on. It's bringing up the aesthetics of something. The spirit goes up when things look good. That's right. Right? The energy feels good. People are healthier. Just do that, man. Stop treating them like they're some damn monster and some disgusting human being when these are real people. Seriously, there's some nations on this earth that have zero homeless. Because they empower their people and put them in responsibility. Nope, you're not going to be homeless. You're going to get a job. Let's go.
Image is everything.
Of course. Of course. So I had to. There's layers to it, man. But with the homelessness and all of that, and again, the drug addiction, it still exists. It's still real. We still got Skid Row in LA. We still have all these different cities. Of course, Brother Gavin Newsom over in Los Angeles just now activated an order to remove all of the homeless encampments. Wow. Gavin, you're a devil. He's the governor of California.
Might be vice president as well.
Oh, he's auditioning.
That's what a lot of people don't know, man.
Oh, yeah, he's auditioning to be vice president. He is trying to get his bid in.
Has the look and everything.
Of course. Oh, he's one of those perfect. Back. Oh, man, he one of them. He one of them, bro. He is like, oh, my gosh. So he's auditioning to be in the White House.
That's right.
By doing all of the evil, wicked things, passing laws to where parents can't even question their children about their gender identity. To where children can get surgery in certain parts of California without their parental consent. Passing laws to remove homeless encampments. Where are you going to send the homeless? You going to give them a home?
Hawaii, maybe.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insanity.
Yeah.
Rather than helping them
Yeah.
and providing solutions for them, you want to help children to chop off their genitals.
Yeah.
But you don't want to help the homeless to get a place to sleep. See, this is sickness.
Yes.
And that's a devil way of behaving. That's Gavin Newsom, the governor
Yes.
of California. I can't stand sometimes that I'm from California, but damn.
I feel you.
So again, we have to take responsibility for it. We can do it. Other communities do it. We can do the same exact thing. Take a couple of them dollars you made from selling that weed and the stuff that you be throwing on them strippers, pick them dollars up, go out there and start helping the homeless. Start rebuilding these areas. It's something that we can do and we should do rather than just pointing at somebody else to do it.
Ooh, I'm with you, brother, because back in 2019, when you first came down in Rizza, I think that was like in May, right? The Super Bowl had just happened back in February.
Yes.
At the time, going to school, at Georgia State, it's my senior year. I'm walking around and there's vans the week of the Super Bowl, Rizza. I kid you not. And these vans are picking up homeless people. And I saw them putting them in vans late at night. And right after the Super Bowl, a few weeks later, everybody's back.
Yes.
Week of the Super Bowl is clean. Woodruff Park is clean. Auburn Avenue is clean. Cortland, Peachtree, you don't see anything. The streets are clean. 2 weeks later, the same homeless people who I would see are right back in the same exact areas. So that entire time, I'm thinking, what did they do with y'all? Did they do experimentation, things like that of that sort?
I can tell you, they do.
And then immediately, I thought of in the 1980s, right? I'm from Atlanta, multi-generational family from Atlanta, which is rare now because like a lot of people who live here aren't from Atlanta anymore. But my dad, he would tell me stories about, as a kid, Atlanta child murders. He would have to come back inside around 7 p.m. when the street lights came
sundown
on.
towns,
And he knew certain kids who got snatched up. He told me that he actually got snatched up and that he escaped. And this was during the time of the Atlanta child murders. Experimentation, man. CDC is actually right down here, which you know, well acquainted to. What type of experimentation is going on with our Black children and also with our homeless population as well?
First thing, when it comes to the homeless, always remember this. The homeless are one of the largest experimental demographics.
Right.
Because they're people that no one cares for. They're out here just freely in the street. And all you have to do is offer them a few dollars or some food.
And they're going to come.
And they'll come right along.
Right.
Right? They'll volunteer.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they have no identification on them. So these are people who quite literally, you can experiment on them. They can die and no one will care. No one will look for them. See, and this is where you get into the realm of what true satanic evil is that people don't want to look at because they don't think it exists. No, there are groups of people who, to get to a certain goal, they experiment on human beings. Homeless people are heavily experimented on, not just way back with Tuskegee. I'm not just talking about just what our people back then. I'm talking about in every major city, especially when it comes to the CDC and their different satellite groups. They do studies. Do you think that every study that's conducted,
hey, all those ads,
come on, man. Come on, man.
This, that, and the third.
Oh my
How'd
God.
you find that out?
Yes, they put out ads and they offer you a couple dollars. They say free trip to here, food, all inclusive. They've done plenty of experiments where they have brought people to islands and to hotel resorts. And the whole time these people are being experimented on in the food, in the beverages. And they are behind the glass and they're doing case studies. Some experiments people don't even realize it's a study until it's over and they're like, well, thank you very much for participating. They're like, it was a study? Like we were hanging out and watching TV.
Hey, trust me, you'll find out later.
Seriously. It's a very real thing. So I had to kind of bring a little reality to that. But when it comes to the CDC, in order for them to get the information that they get, experiments are a necessity. They don't just use rats. Right. But rats are used because they are a primary component prior to human trials. So when you're using rats, you can get certain markers, certain understandings from using their DNA, their blood, their physical person before humans to kind of get an idea of how it's going to interact with human beings, react in human beings, etc. Another thing that they use are ferrets. So ferrets are another thing because biochemically they have similar behaviors in their biochemistry to human beings. Right now, for, I would say, the bird flu conference that's about to come up.
The bird flu conference?
Bird flu conference is a thing.
Wow.
It's about to come up very soon. And what they're doing is they are having experiments in multiple parts of the United States, and they're using ferrets to see how that virus interacts in their body to determine what it's going to do in the human beings, because they're now coming out with a bird flu vaccine. Because they're saying this is going to be the new pandemic. Look out for it. You'll see. So that is the next thing that they're looking at. So experiments happen in phases. They happen in different areas. Rats, ferrets, human beings, etc. But of course, human beings are the number one, because this is who we are going to use to inject this with. This is who we're going to have to help when it comes to the virus, pandemic spread. These are the people who are going to have to tell them to go quarantine here, go do this. Okay, so ultimately that's the point. Los Angeles, they did experiments with the tetanus shot. Black boys have been experimented on for years dealing with the MMR shot, measles, mumps, rubella. The CDC knew this. They did a study dealing with this that they retracted. Now, this is a study that was conducted that was, I would say, reviewed by Dr. Frank DeStefano, Dr. Colleen Boyle, Dr. Marsha Lynn Jurgen Alsop, Dr. I believe Sidney Bassin or Tanya Bassin, and Dr. William Thompson. They reviewed the study of how the measles, mumps, rubella, it's called a trivalent or 3 viruses in 1 needle, how that shot was leaning black boys into autism or onto the autism spectrum at a rate of 336% more than Caucasian boys.
336%.
336%. So every black boy who gets that shot has a 336% more likelihood of being diagnosed with autism than a white boy. Wow. Now, these are white scientists for the most part.
I'm telling you this.
Who said this?
Yes.
Now, they snatched that data. They went into a room, looked at it, reviewed it, tried to switch it around, try to get rid of these numbers, try to mix it around, wash it up to try to kind of slowly massage the numbers out.
For sure.
It couldn't happen. They couldn't get rid of it. So they said, delete the data.
Wow. And
the physical copies shredded. There's a lot of scientists who talk about this. I interviewed Dr. Brian Hooker, PhD, who revealed all of this because he's one of the people who spoke with Dr. William Thompson over the phone and who received the documents from Dr. William Thompson, who still works at the CDC right now. That is an experiment. Why? Because the number one demographic in America right now of those who have autism are black boys. And they are looking at by the year 2035 that 1 out of every 2 children will be diagnosed with an autism diagnosis.
Talking about 50%. Man.
This is what they're saying by their numbers. So experiments are happening right now, not just with the homeless, not just with animals, but with our children. They have what's called the vaxxed versus unvaxxed studies. Now, this is where you got to go with it. I don't give a damn about your degree. Sit down. Do the research on the studies of vaccinated versus unvaccinated. And the damn graphs are like this. The vaccinated are far sicker in every area. The unvaccinated, far healthier in every area. This is known, brother, among the scientific community. And why is it that you don't hear about it? Because the CDC refuses to publish those studies. They don't want it to be known. Why? Because they do that. Well, damn, they're not gonna need no more vaccines from these pharmaceutical companies. They won't be able to make money from them because they're going to figure out, damn, the whole trend of America being so sick starts with the children being injected with these poisonous shots. And y'all making money off of slowly killing, damaging the immune system, the nervous system, reproductive system of children. And by the time they're 15, 16, 17, some of them are infertile, sterile. They have all these debilitating disorders, diseases, allergies.
It's too late.
And you think it's normal. So experiments have been happening. They continue to happen. Every time you go bring a child to go get them shots, without knowing the ingredients, without knowing the synergistic effects, without knowing the studies, without knowing any of this, you are helping to experiment on your child. I'm saying this to be very humble for parents. Please go to a website that is called vita.org, VI-TA.org. Tons of the studies are on there. Tons of solutions, but data that you need to know is on that website, vita.org, VI-TA.org. It's put together by a PhD cellular molecular biologist by the name of Dr. Christina Parks, a black woman scientist who's been practicing for over 40 years. And there are a lot of them, a lot of scientists who are doing this. So again, experiments are happening, but we need to know exactly how, what it means, and the solutions to get around it. Please, before you inject any more of your children or yourself with any of these things, learn about what the ingredients are, learn about what they do to the body, and learn about detoxing so you know how to help yourself and your children to prevent yourself from having debilitating disorders down the line, issues down the line, etc. I know that was a long answer on that.
Hey, you cooking, Rizza.
Yes, sir.
Bro, one of my favorite shows right now, Supercell on Netflix. It's a great show. I think you would love it if you haven't already checked it out. Young black people in the UK and London who have sickle cell, or whose parents rather have sickle cell, there is this super cell that gets passed down onto them that gives them superpowers. As a result, they are being watched, they're being documented, surveilled on by the UK, and you have white type of media people, and you have white people that's also in the medical field that's taking these black kids in, doing experiments on them. And watching this, man, I thought about something, because I'm like, sickle cell, of course, is prone to us as white people. But why us? Why do they always choose us? I think about Henrietta Lacks and so many other cases as well. Why do they always pick us when it's time to start with the experiments?
We are the original people. Our genetics is of the original line, to where it has pretty much all the markers to determine virtually anything. So when you put a experimental anything into, you could say, this bowl of ingredients that makes up a black melanated person, you have the full understanding of this thing. Now, if you put it in, let's say, a Caucasian, right? Less melanated or almost non-melanated, they're missing certain things. So they use black people. For example, you brought up Henrietta Lacks.
The HeLa cells,
Her HeLa cells, which continue to replicate. And these scientists have made billions of dollars.
Yes, they have.
Henrietta Lacks cells were used to create the COVID vaccine.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
The family won a settlement a couple of years ago. But even in the COVID shot, they used Henrietta Lacks cells, a black woman's cells.
Immortal cells at that.
Immortal cells. But but damn. Like,
I'm gonna use it to kill you.
But I'm saying, right. But, so because again, you need certain cells in order to attack a thing. You need the DNA from that thing.
That's right.
You have to be able to kind of open it up, take it out, read to see what it is, how it functions, how it reacts and responds. The deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. So you have to look at what makes up this thing. So you need some of that. That's why they try to get a piece of your hair, draw your blood, your urine, your tissue. Why? Because they have to go in, open it up, study it. Then inject certain things in there to see how it reacts, responds. Okay, so we have to inject it this way, or this many milligrams, or this there it is. That's what we're looking for. So then they get that perfected and then inject it into the public population, whether it's through the air, the water, food, etc., pills, you name it. It's all done through experimentation, right? So when I look at this situation now, I'm thinking, damn, how is it that we line up after knowing all the history now, even just a little bit? How do we line up if this government said, here, take this? No, hell no. You should run fast away from them if they say, here, take this. Drink this.
I got some weed for you.
I got some weed for you too. What did they do during COVID, bro? Let's be clear. Some of y'all are getting tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. But guess what? You still falling for it. So let me say this to you. Number one, if the government offers you weed, if they offer you weed, the government offers you, the same government who locked up our uncles,
for selling
our fathers,
Come on now.
our mamas for selling it,
it's giving it to you.
now they're offering it to you. Okay, your first thing, you should be like, hold up, let me back up real quick. Let me, all right, matter of fact, put this one down. Hold up. You need to start paying attention or admit you're an addict. Oh, but you can't be addicted to weed now, can you? All right, let me just pause that because y'all gonna cut it off right there. All right. If they offered you weed, big red flag. They offer you lobster dinners like they did in New Orleans. Big red flag. Mind you, they offered all of it. It doesn't
even sound real, Rizza, when you really, when you start saying this out loud, it's crazy, man.
They started sending people to scout out what we like the most in different cities.
Wow.
And they say, offer them this.
These niggas gonna take it.
These niggas gonna take it. They offered weed in Washington.
Yep.
They called it joints for jabs. Come on, bro. Hey, some of y'all heard, y'all like, damn.
Hey, that's what they think about us.
No, for real. They offered you lobster dinners over in New Orleans. They offered free Krispy Kreme donuts. That got a lot of y'all right there. One free donut every day for 6 months. If you agree to get a COVID shot. For those who are locked up, they didn't even waste time. They went to the people in jail, offered you a conjugal visit.
Wow.
To have sex with a person, the woman who you want to call, or if it is a woman nowadays, whoever you want to call, to come and do the do with. They offered you that for free one time.
Wow.
If you agree to get the shot, because they experiment on brothers and sisters in the prisons right now with damn near everything.
They do.
So don't forget about those locked up, because that's also a major demographic of experimental hosts. I have to mention that too.
Excellent point.
Seriously. They offered you free 30 minutes with a prostitute in certain areas in Europe.
Like Amsterdam, probably where it's legal. Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
30 minutes. You sign,
Wow.
get your COVID shot, go right in there, door number 5.
And get an STD when you get
And,
there.
you're gonna get something else too. You ain't just getting the COVID shot.
STD.
You'll get a COVID shot with a side order or something. They offered free bikes. They offered you burgers and fries. They offered
in New
you
York.
ability to enter into a raffle to win $5 million. They offered everything, bro. Bribing the hell out of people. Since when do they bribe you to help you?
Right.
And bribe you to help with your health?
Right.
A government that allows cancerous foods, a government that allows these chemicals in our water, chemicals in the air, a government that allows you to kill yourself, your own people, a government that literally is allowing things that they know damage your body every single day. GMOs, they do all this, but now they care about your health. I'm trying to figure this out. So at a certain point, we have to take responsibility. That's all. You got to stop blaming the system. You know damn well you shouldn't have been around them taking that crap. Some of you felt like you were oppressed. I get that. Some of you felt like you had no choice. You had a job. I get it. I get that. Man, my child got to go to school. I'm not gonna be able to travel, bro.
For sure.
So a lot of people were stuck
Certain
between
things.
a rock and a hard place. So I'm not coming down on y'all. We're just making it very clear that you better never, ever in your damn life, no matter what they offer you, no matter what condition or situation you are in, go against what you know to be true. Because so many you don't even know what the hell it's doing to your body right now. And I'm not gonna go into it too heavy, but you will be shocked to know of exactly what it's doing. And because, I feel good right now, you don't know what science does, and you don't know how science works.
I trust the science, though, Rizza.
Say it again, Caleb.
I trust the science.
Trust the science. All them Negroes who said that are quiet now. Because the science determined that 99 million people, they did a study. And this came out in the mainstream media for those who don't know. They did a study on 99 million people who took the COVID shot and determined what? 1, increases in myocarditis and pericarditis. 2, increases in neurological, brain and nervous system disorders. Increases in 3, Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Sid's mom actually is a victim.
Wow, that is so crazy.
This is a public, they did a study and they put, this is in mainstream media now.
And that's very specific because that's exactly what she
Been
had.
dealing with it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Blood clots,
Yes.
Wow.
all of this.
Wow.
And the scientists are coming out saying we cannot believe we were a part of this. This is now in the mainstream. It's not a conspiracy theory. We told you. We warned you. We fought for you, damn it.
Didn't listen.
And the government kept doing what they did. They put Brother Rizza Islam's name in the White House.
Yes.
If that happens, then clearly either I'm completely wrong or completely right. But it ain't no in between. And they put me on a list of just 12 people.
Come on now.
And one of those happens to now be a presidential candidate. Stop sleeping on your brother. If I tell you something, please look into it. Call me crazy all you want to, but at least say, you know what, let me just take a moment.
It's not going to hurt me to look into it.
It's not going to hurt me to look into it.
Right.
But don't be sitting here talking about me on the internet. Not one of you punctified, weak, effeminate female dog Negroes.
Hey, what the minister say? Are you scared to death?
All
Negro?
you scared, like the minister said, brother. He says a lot of you who don't have testicular fortitude
That's right.
cannot speak for us.
That's right.
Because you're helping to sell our people out because you afraid or you were paid. I could name some names. No, I'm not gonna do that today.
Yeah.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
But see me in person. Because I got words for a lot of them.
For sure.
When we were trying to warn the people and educate and inform, and then you want to come out and attack your brother in the public. All right. I'm not Minister Farrakhan. I'm saying it's clear.
Yeah.
I follow him.
That's right.
And you should be very grateful and thankful for him.
That's right.
Because if it were not for his example, some of us will be getting at y'all neck physically.
That's right.
Like, really, though.
That's right.
We can go to another question, bro. I'm
Hey,
trying to.
listen, brother.
I'm serious, man. I don't like how they
cooking.
sell our people out, bro. And you
I don't
think
like it
that that's something that we're just gonna go by and everything is cool.
It's not.
We're not gonna let this continue to go down.
not.
You're not gonna sell our people out and just get away with it. You're not. I don't get what some of y'all. What do you think about? Like, what goes through your head
That's right.
when you hear some of our people trying to warn you? I'm not even talking about just being crazy and no evidence, no proof.
No.
I'm talking about we have the science, the data. We have black and white scientists coming together. Oh, you need a white scientist? We got those too. Because sometimes you Negroes need a white man to say it to you. We have those too.
You're black, Rizza. That's why. He's a nigga. He's like me.
Come on, bro.
There's no way he knows
How does
about
he
science.
know? Matter
That's
of
what
fact,
it is.
no, why is he still alive? He should be dead if he knew all this.
That's right.
Y'all, you still think the white man is God.
That's right.
You're sick, bro.
That's right.
You're very sick. And don't put your limitations on me. Some of y'all think that because you can't do it, how can he or they?
I'm not weak like you.
I'm not weak. I'm not built like you. Clearly.
It could be that simple.
Bro, I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
Too many of our people they're weak. They're afraid.
Yeah.
And the last thing is they don't want to do anything that causes them to be either put out in front or become a threat or a target. Yeah. I can tell you this unequivocally, blatantly and honestly. None of you who were pushing the shot really are going to be that much of a target. You ain't, trust me. Don't give yourself that much credit.
You've already been compromised.
They know who they got.
Yeah.
They know who they got. So might as well come out now, brother, and say, hey, I was wrong. At least just do that. Because, brother, you ain't, trust me, you ain't got it like that. They're not even looking at you like that. The deed is done. But there are solutions. So I want to make sure I highlight that there are solutions when it comes to helping with detoxing.
That's right. From
certain components that we're injecting into the people. That I want to make sure we highlight because I don't want people to watch this and be like, damn, man, that's it. So I'm
cooked.
I'm cooked, bro. Do whatever I can do for the last year. No, again, there are solutions, y'all. But let's stand up and have a little bit of courage because it's 2024. Let's not be in 2035. Still, we shall overcome. Yeah. Protest them. No. Stop selling your people out.
Yeah.
And stand against the system. Build your own.
The same cycle, right? I noticed something. I think Black Dot, he had mentioned this on his podcast with his son Malcolm, Urban X. This might have been on Thursday night's show, and I was like, dang, that's a fact. Every 4 years, right, presidential election, but also a police shooting, right? We go back to 2012, Trayvon Martin. 2016, you got Alton Sterling. Who else was in 2016? Mike Brown.
Yes.
And then 2020, of course, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, all these things. Now, 2024, Sonya Massey. So the same cycle every 4 years. Seeing that video, if you have watched it,
I have.
What were your initial thoughts? And then two, what type of immediate, tangible things can we start doing? Because it's crazy because I'm like, this is why we don't feel comfortable calling the police. Because even if I'm a victim or if I feel afraid, I become a target. So how did you feel from seeing that initial video?
It goes in layers. I don't trust the system of policing whatsoever in the United States government. I appreciate the quote unquote good officers. And I've said this many times. I appreciate the good officers. I do this because too often and almost every single time you are all quiet. And this is why we don't like the fact that this system still exists. If you call yourself a good officer, if you don't want the general understanding of policing to be generalized in the negative, then you need to step out as the positive. But they also know this is very real, which is something in LA, for example, LAPD, they call it the blue line.
Notorious LAPD.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah. Y'all got the worst of the worst.
Absolutely. You don't cross the blue line. This invisible line of loyalty to the badge.
Yeah.
Good or bad. It's the badge, bro. You don't step out. You don't rat on us. You don't. Okay, well, what does that mean? That's a very evil, wicked, satanic, devilish system.
Sounds like a gang to me.
Sounds like a gang, right? Yeah. No snitching. Well, hold up now. Hold up now.
Facts.
This system is born out of slave catching.
Right.
Literal slave catching of our people, riding on horses, running us down, taking us back to massa. Where's your pass at, nigga? Okay, that's what this is born out of. Okay, so that's the foundation of it. All right. Then it is now where it is now. Well, I'm a person who, I put on a badge because I want to change my community. Okay, I get the logic. But why didn't you just create your own policing? Your community patrol? Well, we don't have the weapons. Well, we don't have... Okay, I can hear all the excuses all day long. But if you decided to put on that badge, and you should understand what that comes with. If you're going to be a police officer, if you want to be a good one, it's going to be very difficult in a satanic system. It's very difficult. I want to go into the satanic system that is supposed to protect and serve the community. But I want to be an angel. And I want to be a public servant for real, a righteous one. Which that includes me having to speak against the system itself when my partner steps out of line, when this officer kills somebody for no reason. A pot of water is not a deadly weapon to a man that's this big and standing 10, 20 feet away. A pot of water isn't that dangerous, but I will say there was intent and motive when they stepped into that apartment building. When they walk in, there's motive, right? A good officer looks at a human being, and 9 times out of 10, if they're a white human being, which they're going to try to say numbers now, no, per capita, there are more white people in America than black folks. So stop. 9 times out of 10, they de-escalate when it's a white person. Easy. 9 times out of 10, they go for the other 3, 4, 5 non-lethal forms of deterrent. whether if it is bean bags, taser, whether if it is stun gun, whether if it is pepper spray. These are all different ways that you could disarm a person so that they're no longer a threat. You can get them down, put them in handcuffs, sit them down, have a conversation, but you go straight for the lethal one. Why? Black woman in a bonnet with some water?
In her kitchen.
In her kitchen? Wow. So some of you were Rizza, man, here you go, going into the psychological thing of George Floyd. Shut your stupid damn mouth. Because if it ain't happened to you and your family, you talk because you're on the internet listening and talking to people. Families who are real victims of this, we're a little different. If it's used for a psychological operation and psychological maneuver, that's what the enemy does. They'll use it and do it like that. Sure, I have no doubt, because they use psychological warfare all day long. So of course they could use it and then put the presidential candidate who they want to already be in and use them to say, we need to do something, or we're going to, right, to get the people on their side, or against the candidate who they don't want people to vote for. So they say Trump is going to give immunity to police. Police have already had immunity.
I was going to say that too.
I'm trying to figure out, what are you talking about? Trump is going to, oh my God. Okay. Kamala Harris locked up more black men than Donald Trump. I know.
In California too.
In California. Oh,
Your
I
own
know.
state.
Her name was on my paperwork when I went to jail. That clip is going to go viral in 3, 2, 1.
It's a little different.
Brother.
Wrongfully convicted a lot of black men too.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Come on, talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to vote with Trump. I'm not voting for any of them. But the facts are the facts that we can speak without endorsing anybody.
Right.
Kamala locked up more black men than Donald Trump. Okay, I don't trust Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris, but that is the fact. If a man can walk into an apartment like that happened with our sister, Sonya Massey, and that happens like that, then there is something happening up here in the psychology of a officer. Why didn't you use pepper spray? Why didn't you use a bean bag? Why didn't you use a taser? Why didn't you use a stun gun? Why didn't you use a baton? Why not? Because she's using lethal force? That's lethal? No, hold on. I've seen white men pull out guns on police, at them and tell them to shoot me, and they don't.
Yes.
So please, please stop saying racism doesn't exist. You are sick. You out of your damn mind. Right now, they're trying to humanize white people in general and to get rid of the entire history of what they have done to us, called revisionist history, because now you want people to believe, oh, it's just black people. Stop. Proximity killing exists. White people kill the majority of white people. There are more white people killing white people. Right? Right? So let's make this clear. It's called proximity killing. You kill people within your area. So when they say, well, black people, black on black. Okay, yeah, no, it's white on white crime. The majority of Mexicans are killed by Mexicans. The majority of Italians killed by Italians. The majority of Hawaiians killed by Hawaiians. The majority of Chinese killed by Chinese. Stop it. It's called proximity killing. So in that situation, again, I didn't believe that it was going to happen. But then again, I had to remember what country we live in. It's 2024. So they got body cams. So
turn it off, or I could just kill you with the body cam on. Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get paid leave, or get transferred. Like a Catholic priest. I do something wrong, I get transferred.
Same thing.
I do the same thing over here. We
take
all
the show
good.
on the road, basically.
Of course, racism exists. Some of y'all are sick. Go to these backwood cities and off these highways. Find out for yourself. Sundown town still exists. Our people are still getting shot, not just by our own people. That exists. That is a problem. We should stop that and continue to work on that for sure. However, it doesn't take away from the fact that people who have sworn an oath to protect and serve, to ensure the domestic tranquility and peace of the people, you said that you were there to keep the peace. That's your duty. And you shot a sister. Again. They're saying black people are going to destroy the city and blow up this and all that. Knock it off. Knock it off. You don't want to help people with their trauma. You can't tell them how to activate it either. Sorry. Because you don't say nothing when them white boys be blowing up stuff over a damn ball game, blowing up cities and breaking into buildings and tossing over vehicles after they lose a ball game. That happens all the time too. So I don't encourage people to do that, but this is what we're dealing with here. Like you're dealing with the police who constantly kill people. Hey, you don't say nothing to them. Why do you keep letting them do it? Again, to the good officers, come out against the bad ones so we know it's real. Or how about this, everybody? Here's a solution. Start suing the insurance companies that insure the police department. Sue the insurance companies that insure their weapons, their vehicles. Sue them. Because once the insurance companies start getting all these claims against the police department, then the insurance company, will threaten the police department and say, listen, you are a heavy liability and we're going to have to pull our insurance from your precinct. And therefore, you won't be able to necessarily act as a police department because you won't be insured. That's another method. So there's ways to do this, brother. But again, when it comes to that whole thing with policing the black community, there's a reason why people say defund the police. There's a reason why people say we don't trust them. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. So again, let's when we're talking about this topic, we don't have to talk about any others. It's just this one. I don't think that was necessary. I absolutely believe that it was almost premeditated because he didn't reach again for any of the other methods. You go straight for the lethal one every time. I don't get that. That's why I don't trust none of them. When I'm a black man and any police officer tries to pull me over, you are psychologically in the mentality that I am a big monster. I'm already, 6'6", and now brother got muscle now. Now I'm hell no. They pulling me over with the guns drawn. That happened to me before.
Wow.
Multiple times. Officers with the guns drawn. I'm just pulled over. It's a traffic stop, right? The hell is the guns for? Y'all know what I'm talking about anyway, brother. So again, it's a very real thing. So I'll say on this other side, learn how to interact with these demons. If you know what the capability is of an animal, study it. Don't think that an interaction with a police officer cannot end with your life being gone. Learn how to operate. Now, what I'm not saying is to be weak. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying be smart. Learn how to communicate, because a lot of them are out here patrolling to kill. A lot of them are on a mix of psychotropic drugs. And I'm going to go in this direction because a lot of you know what I'm talking about. A lot of these officers came back from active duty, deployed, used to killing, loved killing. Now they have to come back here and domestically patrol and not use lethal force. You must be out your damn mind. I love killing. That's what I went out there for. I was taught by Mr. Grossman, who trains police all throughout the United States, and a number of Israeli military officers who train police in killing tactics, torture tactics from Israel. They train to kill. So don't get it twisted. A lot of you who don't know this, you're just talking out the side of your neck thinking that all the police are good people. No, a lot of them are trained to kill, former active duty military, love killing, psychologically are out of their damn mind. And many of them are on psychotropic drugs that some of the side effects or direct effects are suicidal thoughts and homicidal tendencies. They ain't rap tight. They're always on edge because they want to do something. So know that that's what you are potentially dealing with. Not every single solitary officer, but too damn many of them.
That's right.
So know how to deal with them. Yes, sir. No, sir. I say yes, sir. Well, Brother Rizza, you be bowing down. Shut your stupid damn mouth. Again, I'm going to say that again. I'm not afraid of an officer.
No.
But I know what I'm dealing with.
Trying to make it home.
You got to be smart.
Yeah.
Got to be smart. Don't bend over. Be smart. And I've checked many officers. Show my ID. Here you go. Yes, sir. Got to be wise. Unless I just want to go out here and be a martyr. Oh, I'm going to die because he called me a nigga. No, let's be smart here. See, real soldiers know how to move.
That's right.
But yeah, man, that was wrong.
Yes.
It was definitely wrong. And I'll say it the way Minister Farrakhan said it. He said, you make it easy for white people to kill you because you are too busy killing yourself. And some of y'all are like, well, hold on now, Rizza, that don't mean no. That's a part of it.
That's right.
Because if your life don't mean nothing to you, why should it mean something to me? Yes, I know traumatically you got that. Yes, I know you want to smoke with me. And every time one of your people try to kill me, we destroyed whole cities of y'all. I know. So yeah, but hey, that's where we are. So we got to look at that side too. It's wrong for them to do it, but that's what they do. It's wrong for us to do it, but what we do helps them to feel justified in doing what they do. So we have to, one, stop killing ourselves, two, protect ourselves. It's okay to stand up and come out in large numbers and tell the police, hey, you're not doing that. I'm talking about pull up, come out. You see them doing some real crazy stuff. Come out, officer, you're not doing that. Move out the way. Okay, I'll stand over here, but you ain't doing that. And then 10 more come out, 30 more come out, 40 more come out, 50 more. Back up, we need backup. Let backup come. Bring more people outside. Stop being so damn afraid. If you know you right, you can do it in the proper way. Bring out 400-500 people on the block and say, hey, we're not letting this go down. No, sir, you can't do that. He showed you his ID. You can't do that. Seriously, man, we just too damn afraid. I guarantee you, if that happened with me, and if nobody pull up, We're going to see.
That's right. Nah, hey, that's not going to be the case at all.
Yes, sir.
But, man, it's not even going to have to come to things
Absolutely.
like that. Rizza,
Absolutely.
man, you've been great. I probably just got a few more questions for you, man.
Absolutely.
But I've enjoyed this conversation thoroughly. Man, speaking on that correlation, right, between Israel and America, whether they're training our police force, whether it's billions being sent out, whether it's AIPAC, and you see Kamala Harris speaking at all of their events, even who she's married to, which is what a lot of people are overlooking. Shapiro, who is the governor of Pennsylvania, I believe, potentially could be her VP, who is also Jewish. But also, man, in the field rather, of film, of sports, entertainment, you see one commonality. Most of the owners are Jewish.
Correct.
NFL, NBA, the commissioners who are working with the owners in both of the major sports here, NBA, NFL, are both Jewish.
Absolutely.
This isn't by accident. If you even mention this as a player, as a reporter, you will be deemed anti-Semitic. But these are facts. In the music industry, it's the same exact thing. How did it get to a point to where you have black talent, but you have Jewish bookkeepers, you have Jewish booking agents, and you have Jewish owners,
accountants,
and
managers,
accountants, and they're at this point literally leeching off of black talent. And these same black talents you see later are broke, destitute, they're dead, but the same Jewish owners are still making money off the jersey sales, off the album sales, all these things. How did it get to that point, Rizza?
People have to look at this. First thing, go back to Europe and look at the history of the Jewish families all throughout Europe first, talking about the 1200s, 1300s, 1400s, etc. So before we get into the black interaction and relationship, let's go European, white. Jews were kicked out of Spain.
Right.
They were kicked out of Maine.
Yep.
They were kicked out of Portugal. They were kicked out of Vienna. They were kicked out of Romania. They were kicked out of multiple European nations by their own Caucasian brethren for doing the same things they're doing now. Sharp practices, manipulations of insurance, dealing with gambling, contracts, manipulation of contracts. These are the things that they were kicked out from their own people for doing. And I'm talking about kicked out of whole countries for doing these things. During 1492, talking about over in Spain, you have King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, which connected to Jewish bloodlines. You have Mr. Cristobal Colon, also known as Cristoforo Colombo, also known as Christopher Columbus. Spanish and Jewish. That's the other hidden side of his history. He was funded by them. During that time, roughly around that exact area and time, 300,000 Jews were being kicked out of Spain because of the same things they're doing now. So again, we have to be mindful that this is not something that's a black and Jewish thing. This is, hey, this happened with them and they people. Just like they said, well, y'all people sold you into slavery. Well, y'all people kicked you out. All right, so it's like, let's be clear here. That's for the people who need a historical reference. Rizza named some books. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, book 1, 2, and 3. Book 1 is the book that goes over the historical side of it, what I just mentioned. Their historical connection to not only the transatlantic slave trade, but to the financial systems that were established through how they were moved from different areas and what they were doing. Then book 2 goes into how they took over business and economics of the black dollar and all that kind of stuff, the sugar cane, the cotton, the tobacco, how they were selling us from plantation to plantation as the auctioneers, all that kind of stuff. And then book 3 goes into the foundation of what they believe when it comes to the ADL with their founder or the person who was the martyr. All right. Which is Leo Frank. Who was a Jewish man who in the early 1900s raped a little white girl, 13, 14 years old. He tried to blame it on the black janitor. And what occurred then, they found out, no, it wasn't that black man, it was you. White people brought him to court. White people found him guilty. White people put him in jail.
And Rizza, that says a lot, especially for back then that they didn't want to blame it on the black man. Which
Come on now.
Target. Yeah, that
he tried to blame it on the black man and they wouldn't take that. I was saying, whoa, you talking about in the early 1900s. They no, it was you. They like, damn, well, it's me, baby. No. So they were like, no, it was you. Raped a little white girl and tried to blame it on the black janitor from, I believe it was a pencil factory. White people, again, charged him, found him guilty, put him in jail. A white mob came in, broke him out of jail and hung him in the city that the white girl's from. That is when the ADL was born, the Anti-Defamation League, the organization that is to fight for Jewish people, Jewish rights, and to protect Jewish people, right? they were founded based off of a rapist because he was Jewish. So good, bad, right or wrong, he's Jewish. No, you should separate yourself like you try to have us separate from our people.
Yes.
Well, your friend is anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Rizza Islam, do you know him? Well, you were with an anti-Semite. No.
Denounce him.
Denounce him. Denounce Leo Frank.
Yes.
See, that's when you want to start going into this area. So again, how it started was over in Europe. How it started was their relationships and what they were doing, their patterns of behavior. And even before that, because you have to go back thousands of years, but you have to look at the Babylonian Talmud, the Talmud, Talmud.
Yeah.
Boy, if you don't know Hebrew, you better get one of them who can translate or find the English translation of the Talmud.
Yes.
Once you start reading and it's called the Babylonian Talmud. Once you start reading this list of books, it's not just one book, it's multiple. And you look at their belief when it comes to money, their belief when it comes to religious practices, their belief of how they should treat people who are Jewish versus those who are not. Their belief when it comes to children, their belief, they have, their diet and everything. They have all of this in there. But that was not the Old Testament. That is, now you're getting into what is put together by Jewish scholars, which is separate from the Old Testament dealing with what they're supposed to, the Torah. That's over there. So that's separate. So again, I know all of this is a part of it. For people who really want to know, if you don't study, you're going to become a victim of ignorance.
That's right.
You're going to be called anti-Semitic, feel like you did something wrong, and then go on an apology tour. Right. I'm sorry, now I'm going to go to Israel and kiss the Wailing Wall. I'm going to bend. Yes, sir. I'm going to wear yarmulke. I'm call everybody anti-Semitic who disagrees with somebody who happens to be Jewish. I don't give a damn. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
I love Nick Cannon, but we saw it in real time, though. Hey, we saw it in real time.
Yes, sir.
We saw it in real time.
Yes, sir. And shout out to our brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Because let's be very clear, brother stood up.
For sure.
He stood up in a way that most never would.
Right.
He posted it publicly, did a long explanation of how he was not going to do what they said and all that. Again, brother at least made an attempt. I have to give him credit for that.
Right.
Because y'all don't know in these backdoor conversations and how they control people's money.
Yes.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
You go from a billionaire back down to a millionaire in a day?
That's scary.
What kind of, look, man, that's how you know all of y'all talking ain't never been a billionaire. Because you don't know what kind of power does it take to make a bank dislike your money? How can you make a bank hate money?
Who owns the bank?
Come, brother, don't do it. You anti-Semitic, brother. You anti-Semitic. No, don't do that. Nope. Who owns the bank? JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase.
Same people who had drugs inside of their shipping containers?
Come on, brother. Again, get the book Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Get it at finalcall.store. Get all three and study. I appreciate the Jewish people who stand up against Zionists because there's a difference. You have Jews, true Jews, who practice their faith, who truly treat human beings right, who believe in the principles of Musa, Moses, the Old Testament. They truly do their best to live righteously. They have a major disagreement with Zionists. These are people who believe that land called Palestine belongs to them. These are people who believe that it doesn't matter who you are, we can kill, rape, destroy, whatever. These are people who believe Israel, my country, right or wrong. Never again is what they try to use that, but they're doing the same thing to people that was done to them that they say.
Yeah.
Zionists are not Jews. See, now this is where I have a lot of conversations with Jewish people because they like, we don't stand with that circumstance. We don't stand with Israel. You got a lot. Do y'all know that I would argue the majority of Jews on the planet do not agree with Israel?
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, they're like, that is not what we believe. That is not representative of us. That is not what we claim to be a part of.
Yeah.
Right before what happened over in Israel, boy, there's so much here, I promise you. Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Right before the attack occurred that they say over there happened, there was roughly a civil back and forth going on because they wanted him to get out of power in Israel. The people of Israel did not agree with their prime minister and they wanted him out of office. It was like over 60% of Jews in Israel were saying, get him the hell out of office. He does not represent us. He is a war criminal, a warmonger. This man is crazy. An attack happened. Now all of a sudden,
he's needed.
Oh, he's needed. He's a leader and everybody, we all agree.
War is always the greatest solution. Yeah.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at Savior's Day, February of this year, he said publicly that Benjamin Netanyahu knew about the attack before it happened and he allowed it to happen.
That sounds like FDR in Pearl Harbor, huh?
Come on, brother.
Sounds a little similar, don't it?
Brother, if I have a situation where the people are not listening to me and I'm the leader, one way to get them back on my side is for me to allow an attack or plan one to happen in my own nation and come out as the hero. Because then the people will say, well, you need to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it. Okay, well, then you know what? I'm back on your side then. He knew about it and let it happen.
Right.
Sounds similar to 9/11.
Yeah, George Bush.
Sounds similar to, like you said, FDR and Pearl Harbor. Sounds war is a very good universal way to get people back on your side and a good way to make money at the same
That's
time.
right. Industries. Yep.
And a good way to put all the blame on somebody else.
Facts.
War is a universal solvent, brother. It's damn near a panacea, cure all for everything. So again, there's a lot of, interestingly enough, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, at that time, during 9/11, he said, quote, "We are benefiting from one thing, and that is the attack on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon."
Wow.
End quote.
Wow.
The man said that. God, bro, you trying to get shut down for real.
Hey, man.
This is real. I mean, you'll be all right. Don't worry about it, because now the conversation's out there.
Hey, it's not about that though, Rizza.
No, it's not. No, but you know,
It's about us.
Exactly. But I mean, it's very real.
That's
It's
how we
very
deal.
real. And I again, I appreciate those within every community who calls out the evil of their community without,
to.
you know, acting as if, oh, this is just all of us. No, we can call out the negatives.
That's right.
While securing the positives and say,
right.
look, we're not with this.
Yeah.
All right, we're with all this, but we're not with this. This does not represent us. And that's what we got to do too as a people. Because what they have done is very horrific. Like you said, who owns the banks, who owns the music industry overall, who owns the film industry, who owns and are the founders of the porn industry.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't talk about.
They are the founders of that.
Wow.
That's agreed upon in their Babylonian Talmud. That's, boy, if you don't study, man, a lot of stuff I'm saying, you're just not going to believe.
Come on.
To some people watching, he just hates Jews.
No.
Okay. We don't study, bro.
We don't.
We don't study because a lot of us have trauma when it comes to reading. There's over 20+ million of our people who are actively functional illiterates. A lot of our people don't know how to read. We got to get back to that conversation too.
Popcorn reading, you was afraid of that.
Come on, but that popcorn reading is real. For real, you got to get them to go to the restroom all of a sudden. It's real because a lot of our people don't know how to read. That's my foundation is teaching people how to read and write. Literacy, because I know how big of a problem that is. We need to know. If we don't read, we get swindled and controlled in laws and policies. We don't read the labels and foods. We get poisoned. We don't read. Like, come on, man. And we're going to believe anything anybody tell us. Trump said he's going to do this. Okay. Kamala said she's going to do this. Okay. It's just too much, man. So yes, that's a very that's a strong area for us, is dealing with the relationship, Jewish Black relationship. And again, I'm on a number of lists because they call me a hater, but the people who made that list, of course, but the people who made that list, their people don't agree with them. So shout out to true Jews and true Hebrew Israelites and Moors, because you know you got to name all of them. Shout out to the real Christians. Shout out to the true Muslims.
Hey, before I shake your hand.
Oh my God, right.
I'll play.
Shout out to all righteous, striving people, man. People who are doing their best to just be a good person, even if you don't have no religious label. If you in the hood and you just doing your best to be a good person, shout out to you, because it's hard being good in a world that benefits you for being so damn bad. It's hard. For real. It's like, I'll pay you $500,000 to punch him. All right. See, it's hard. So again, I appreciate all of you who do your best to just be a good person.
Yes, sir. Rizza, man, I just got a few more questions.
Please.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
Depopulation, the Kissinger report, if you can, man, break that down for us, because we see this happening in real time, our communities and also in Africa as well.
Yes.
So what exactly is the Kissinger report?
Kissinger report, and I've gone over this many times. I learned this from Minister Farrakhan. He is the first person who I heard talk about something called the National Security Study Memorandum 200, or NSSM 200, also known as the Depopulation Report, that was authorized under Dr. Henry Kissinger, the 32nd Secretary of State under President Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford. He wrote in this policy in 1974 some things dealing with food, population control, reproductive health, etc. He was talking about, quote, Depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy toward the third world, end quote. But that was also meant for domestic, meaning here, local as well.
That's right.
In there, he outlined 13 nations, 13 countries. I believe Brazil was on that list. I believe Nigeria was on that list. Ethiopia is on that list. There are a number of other nations that are on there, 13 first nations on there. And in those policies, they were saying, if these nations want aid, food, medicine, clothing, they have to agree to our reproductive policies. They have to agree to birth control. They have to agree to abortion. They have to agree to things like this. If an emergency happens, a tsunami hits, an earthquake hits, things of that nature, and we come in to offer them aid, we could be right there on the dock, boat doing all this. You want this food? Sign this paper. Sign this. You don't sign this, you ain't getting this. It's very sick and it's still happening. So the population control circumstance is not new. Right. It is very old. It is a very, very wickedly strategic practice that this government adopted because they want to control pretty much everybody. Remember, America is the modern Rome.
It is.
Right? So Rome.
The Colosseums too.
Oh, come on, bro. Right everything.
Now. Yeah.
Rome was conquering the world.
That's right.
So America is the empire. Right? The empire of America. Right. Instead of the empire of Rome. It is the modern Babylon. It is the modern Sodom and Gomorrah. This is very real. And so if you study the history of those areas, you look at what they did.
Yep.
So this government's policy when it comes to depopulation is to make it to where human beings do not duplicate themselves starting in foreign nations, but it's here as well. They even put in there, they outlined to promote on television, to encourage less reproduction of families, to encourage more single parent homes, to encourage more same-sex family. This is in the Kissinger report. So when you see it on TV, it's no mistake why you don't see too many married, happy families, male and female, and children.
And black at that.
And black. They push either interracial, which this is just what it is.
These are facts.
They push interracial. If they push a happy family, it's interracial, 9 times out of 10. Everything else is either man and man, woman and woman, and children. And then the children, confused, don't know where to go. They're getting to these pronouns and gender this and all the crazy crap that didn't exist 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's a part of depopulation, literally getting rid of human beings. Why? Because we know, talking about the wickedly wise of this world, that the human beings in this nation are going to wake up at a certain point and we will not be able to control them. We can't get rid of black folks. We can't kick them out and send them nowhere. We can't get rid of certain demographics of people. We can't send them anywhere. But we know we're doing all this evil and it's going to build up in the people who are coming in. It's building up in people all over the world. We made so many enemies. So what can we do? We can prevent them from existing and then indoctrinate the next generation coming in to make them more docile, more weak, and incapable of fighting against us, even if they wanted to. That's why now children are obese. They don't encourage exercise.
Bro,
they don't
even
encourage
like
fighting.
Play outside no more.
No, bro, don't go outside.
No kids outside.
Come on, man.
During the summer.
We love going outside. We love,
it was
man.
A punishment to stay inside.
No, for real, they had to tell us to come back in the house. Give 5 more minutes, man. Come on, it was different.
Yes.
But it's all a part of that plan.
That's right.
You have to be mindful that again, war exists and you are in it. If you don't realize this, you will become a victim and or a casualty. Anybody in the military, active or former, they will tell you. They look at where things are now, even in the military, not just in the general population of civilian life.
Low enrollment in the military.
Even in the military.
Yeah.
The enrollment is low, and a lot of those enrolled are not fighters.
They are. Yeah.
You know who knows this? China, Russia, Brazil, India. They looking because they're like, all right, they're hitting the Birdman hands. Yeah. Yo, men and women now, right? Keep going, America. Yo, men and women, cool. Keep doing that. Why? Because if I'm your enemy, I want you to make your men weak. Yeah, that's your security. Keep making them weak. Yeah, trans, you cutting off your genitals. Lower testosterone, you're going to be weaker. Yeah, keep going. Some of y'all getting mad right now because I'm trying to listen, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about military science. And we are falling into the indoctrination and the trap. At a certain point when war pops off, like the war that people are like, man, I don't see, when it pops off,
I'll be ready.
All you're going to be wondering is, damn, what happened? Then you're going to see, oh, it's the end times, it's the end. See, don't wait for all that. Why do you think Brother Rizza's training so hard? You think I'm training to impress y'all? I don't give a damn about your opinion at all. I know that there's something that's coming.
That's right.
I know this. I know it so deeply that when I walk around, I don't think that nothing's going to happen to my brother. Oh, everybody's cool. No. I know that there are real enemies, and I want you to run up so I can crack your chest in front of every damn body with a bow tie on or not. But just be real about this. This enemy is very real, very sick. Depopulation is their goal. They don't care now at this point if you black or white. Black people have priority to be depopulated in the melanated family across the planet, number one, and then everybody else, because they know the people do not trust them anymore. And the people are realizing that this government betrayed them, including a bunch of white people. That's why they're getting their guns ready. Y'all need to understand how serious this is. The majority of gun holders is not the U.S. military. It's not the U.S. government. The majority of guns in America are in the hands of citizens, primarily middle-aged white men. And they are not playing.
And they have multiple, not just one.
They got multiple magazines, brother. They
artillery.
They're not playing. And they're not giving them up.
No.
That's why they want Trump in. He's gonna secure my guns. See, again, man, it's layers of these things. So when you ask me that kind of a question, it's like, all right. So if you want to take it serious, start exercising, start training, not out of fear. But number one, out of survival, so you can actually live a long, healthy life. Number one. Number two, so that you can be an inspiration to your people and your children and your family. Don't y'all want to live? We got all these diseases because we don't take care of our health. Let's focus on that. And let's start training each other so that we can protect ourselves in the case that we need to. That's all. You just want to be prepared if you need to.
Yes, sir. Black masculinity, to that point.
Oh, yes.
Bro, that was about to be my very next question. Right now, I'm either scrolling on social media and I see black men arguing with black women. It's your fault about this. Black women saying it's this fault. The man is mad about this. Or it's black men that's not going to the gym, that's not physically fit, that's just playing video games all day, that's not going to work, that's not doing anything. How do we try to save black masculinity right now? And two, get back on the same page with our women? Because I see so much vitriol towards black women. I see black women who also feel the same way towards black men. How do we try to repair this relationship right now?
Promote the people who are being masculine. Black men in particular, pardon me. Not promote the sisters who are masculine. Promote the black men.
You got to specify.
Very much so. Promote, because he said masculine. No. Promote the black masculine men because we are out here by the millions. So don't get it twisted. Promote the divinely feminine sisters who love the fact that they are a woman. They like being soft and beautiful and can fight if they need to and can protect themselves if they need to. Promote them. Promote those who encourage the love between both. Promote the long-lasting marriages between black families. Stop promoting Negroes who get with somebody and they out of the relationship in 2 months. Stop promoting the sisters who are always with a new person every other week on social media. Such and such is with this person. Oh, such and such. Stop. Because psychologically it damages the belief in relationship.
It does.
Because we're looking at people who we look up to. And damn, that relationship didn't work. That relationship didn't work with. It didn't work for her or for him. It ain't gonna work for me. That's how it translates.
That's right.
Promote the people who are qualified to be in front of us when it comes to relationships. Masculinity is a quintessential part of the kryptonite for this enemy. A black masculine man in particularly is dangerous as hell for the system. They know it. They hate it. They used to say that we have a war or warrior gene. Psychologists would study us. You brought up the term drapetomania, which was founded by a white man by the name of Samuel Cartwright, a psychiatrist who believed that black people who want to run away from slavery have a mental disease.
How about that?
Why you want to run away, nigga? I don't just want to chop your foot off. I just want to, have you go out there and pick cotton. Why do you want to run away from this? This is heaven.
I just want to bug break you.
I just want to bug break you. That's all. I just want to, rip off your fingers and sell them at picnics. And why do you want to run away?
Crazy.
You must have a mental disorder. This is how they thought. Everyone has to understand the relationship of the area of psychology, psychiatry, and the field of mental health in the enslavement of black people. If you don't know, you better know.
Wow.
Because the primary basis was a psychological one outside of a spiritual and biochemical. It was a psychological reason why they were doing what they were doing to black people, all the way down to our genes and our biochemistry. They believe we were diseased. Going back to Benjamin Rush, the father of modern psychiatry in America, who said that black people have something called negritude, which made our skin dark and mean we were diseased. And that the only way to cure this disease was to whip us until the white meat showed. So they believe that literally drinking water with us, going to the restroom with us, things like that, that they would get diseased and catch this disease called negritude. Do y'all know that it was not just we don't like them? No, they thought we were diseased, brother. I'm talking about in segregation. They were like, oh my God, drinking water. Oh, don't Don't drink with them. Don't go to the restaurant, because they thought biochemically that it was a virus that they would catch. This is what they were being taught.
It was science, right?
It was science. Trust the science.
Isn't that crazy?
Brother, once you start to look at the other areas, now you're like, oh.
Been doing this.
Oh, I get it. Because you think, oh, all white people just hated black folk. No. They were ignorant too. It's like they are now. They were being taught crazy stuff. They was, oh my God, that's why they're dark? Oh my God, that makes sense. Don't eat with them. Don't eat around them. Don't use the restroom. What do all these things have in common? Water, using the restroom, eating food, the passage of fluids.
That's right.
Anything dealing with that. Just like they say with COVID, the passage of fluids and vapor and aerosol. You can get infected. Don't get around them. Go eat not in the front or on the side. Go around to the back.
We're going back.
Don't even come to the front of this building, because, oh my God, I don't want to get sick.
What does that sound like?
Brother,
got to eat in the back.
Come on, brother. You got to eat in the back. Come on, bro. We can go there too. That's biochemistry too. Let's do it.
Wow.
It's all a part of the destruction of the family, removing the masculinity, removing the femininity.
Yes, sir.
A masculine man cannot be conquered.
Yeah.
A feminine woman cannot be conquered unless she is willing to.
Yeah. She would choose death.
She would choose death.
Yeah.
So when you deal with divine masculinity and divine femininity, when you have that ingredient and that balance within a household, you can't destroy that. They come together. They have the Most High, Allah, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, divine energy, as the source of their relationship. We are taught that family is the cornerstone of a nation. A cornerstone is that stone in the corner of a building at the bottom that keeps the building stable. You remove that rock or that cornerstone and the building comes toppling down. Everything falls apart. Family is what keeps us together. So they had to destroy the family, remove the man from the house. We already know, keep the woman there, because what? She is the booty, the prize, the spoils of war. So we can go and get her and take over her, and then what? Perpetuate our mentality and of course our existence. Interracial relationships has more to do with what you call love. Okay, now, so because I'm not going to go too much into that, because too many people get pissed off when you start speaking intelligent about that. No, hell no. Listen, first of all, let me just say, let me say, yeah, you're right. Hold on. Let me, okay.
All the women saying, please do.
Yeah, any of you.
Derek said, this ain't no bunny.
Oh, no, for sure.
No bunny.
Shout out to our brother Umar, because we are all on the same page. I'll say it this way. If you're in an interracial relationship and it is based in true love, love I can't talk about, all right? Love is different. If it's true love, now you got to qualify that. If you're in it now, not even going to go into it too much. If you have children, if you are the child of a white mother, a white father, okay, I get all that, because this is real reality. Now, let's go to this side of things. When you're with someone and you say it's just for love, have you had the conversation about your respective cultures yet?
That's right.
Have you talked about the history of your culture's relationship yet?
Yeah.
Oh, it don't matter. This is us, man. We ain't got nothing to do with that. You sound like a damn fool.
Is your family racist?
Is it is your family racist? No, you need to know this, because right now you saying it ain't got nothing to do with you. Let time go by.
Bring that black baby in.
Oh man, no, let circumstance happen. Black baby come in, certain food types, certain hair issues that you don't know how to handle.
Yeah.
Everything is cultural with this.
Because I don't want any raisins in my food.
Brother, raisins in the potato salad. Let certain things happen. Right. Washing the chicken with Dawn soap and for those who eat chicken, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Or the collard greens for the vegans.
Hey, you're not lying though.
Washing with, no, for real.
Yeah. Are you telling the truth?
Putting soap?
Yeah.
All right.
Nasty
you got to
work,
wash your collard greens now. Swear to Lord, I don't see it.
Because I saw it on TikTok. That's what
bro. Oh, TikTok going to show you it all. They're going to show you it all. If you're in a relationship, if it's love, we got it. However, learn the history of each other. Have the hard conversations in home. Yeah. Because those conversations will affect you in the world.
That's right.
You're going to get hit with it. Stop hiding the world from your child. If your child is an interracial child, black and white, okay, tell them about the history on both ends, because their duty, sad to say, will have to be the either uniting or the holding of accountable of both sides. I'm a mix of both. Mama, you wrong. Or daddy, you wrong if they're white. Mama or daddy, if you black, you wrong for being a perpetual victim. You wrong for being a perpetual oppressor or enabler. This is wrong. Y'all should have taught me this. You should have did this. You should have did that. And when you go out into the world, you say, listen, I have a white parent and a black parent. I understand both sides. So what am I going to do? Be the best example of the goodness of both. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not getting involved in that crap. That's what you should do. If you are a child of an interracial couple, be the best example of both to put in check the negatives of both. Because there's a lot of situations with mixed children that they go through a lot of issues. They
Yes,
do.
they do.
And
Yeah.
I understand y'all for real, because it's like I got 2 black parents. So I don't know how you feel. I don't, but I can see it. And it's a struggle, especially if your father's white or if your mother's white, it's your blackness is dominant. So
That's
you
right.
want to get it. Damn,
Look.
man, you're looking like, but
Amber
mom's.
Rose, Rizza. Amber Rose.
Amber,
we are seeing this unfold
brother,
in
hold
real
on.
time.
Drink another
Yep.
sip of water.
Yep.
Amber Rose.
That's like, hey, man. I found my people. I found my family.
All right, brother. Amber Rose. Shout out to you, sister. For
And I
your
didn't even want to bring that up, Rizza, but
I understand.
you had already.
No, you're right. But
It's
because
like-
no, it's real.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most recently talked about mixed race. Because again, when you say mixed race, people don't like to use that term.
Yeah,
It's a real thing.
it is.
Okay, but some people don't like to use that. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if you're African or you're black or you have this blood, that's what it is. Yes, you are dominant of that.
Correct.
Genetically, that is the dominant. Okay, we know that. The recessive gene and the dominant gene, the black is more dominant. However, your light skin will show this. Your behavior will show this. It just will show. Amber Rose was picked out of everybody to represent black people for an optical illusion. It's optics. It's just how it, just for the look. To go up in front of the RNC dealing with Republicans and talk about black people. Now she didn't really claim to be black because she's ignorant. Just like a lot of people are very ignorant. Ignorant meaning not having the right knowledge about your history, about your culture. The majority of our people happen to be ignorant of many things. I believe if she had more knowledge of who she really is and the history and all that, I believe she would fall more in love with herself as a black woman, which is what happens with all of our people. The moment we get that knowledge, we start to fall more in love with ourselves and our
That's
people
right.
as a black man, as a black woman. You tend to fall in love with it because now you know it. This is what I have. Damn, I feel
It's my superpower.
I gotta be proud. Yeah,
That's
I just
right.
my superpower. Okay, I feel good about it. I'm not just a nigga. I'm not just a sports player. No, I actually am more than that. You start to fall in love with it. So I don't believe she has been educated enough, and I believe that she was used again and picked because that's what these groups do. They are not gonna pick no revolutionary black person whatsoever
Dangerous.
to get up there. Too damn dangerous. It's not gonna happen. So they pick the one who at least they can make it seem as though we get enough eyes on us because we put that person up, and then we'll get the trust and the votes and the faith from the people who she says she represents.
Yeah.
That's a game. It's a game.
Yes.
So they'll pay a person to go up there and speak. Boom, get some more black votes. Hey, they had Amber Rose. Most people are like, Amber Rose?
Yeah.
Right, most people are like, really? But then you have enough
Yes.
who they'll say, well, man, damn, if they will let her get up there, I guess they do care about us. You got people thinking all kinds of ways. Like, really? You know, so again, I've seen a lot of things dealing with her. I've met the sister years ago. Study.
Yeah.
Learn more about your history. Don't wait until your son gets into a negative circumstance
Yeah.
before you start to realize, I am a black woman. Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Don't wait until something happens with him.
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
Shout out to Wiz Khalifa. I know they have a child together. Don't wait until something happens that makes you realize your blackness before you realize your blackness.
That nigga wake up call.
Oh, for real.
It's never convenient when it comes.
That's what happens almost every time.
That's
when they
right.
be like, we're mixed or we're interracial.
Yeah.
They run into that.
Yes.
It's like, okay, you can say you're black and you know white. You could say that.
Yes.
I have a white parent. Okay, that's fine. Ain't nobody gonna hate you for that. Well, somebody might, but whatever. But that doesn't matter. Just claim what you are.
That's right.
Learn about what you are on both sides and be honest about it. And people will respect you, man. People
Yes, sir.
they respect a person who is honest about
That's
it. But you
right.
got to learn and know the history in order to be
Yeah,
honest. So I think that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, no, I
But
got you.
yeah, 'cause that was really embarrassing.
No, yes.
But it was strategic and it was expected.
I got you.
I could definitely say that much.
Yes, sir. Rizza, I only have 2 more questions for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
You gave us 2 hours of your time, so
Yes, sir.
super grateful. Man, the pop out, seeing you on
Ah.
live, what was that experience like?
Yes, sir.
Being from Compton, LA area, being in LA, what did that feel like, man, seeing that go down with Kendrick?
The pop out was needed, and people who are not from LA didn't understand it.
Right.
Some people in the East Coast definitely understood. Some people in Philly understood. People in different parts of the world understood because they know what it feels like to have internal fights, division, gang wars, turf wars, borough wars. They understand how that feels. So some people are like, oh, it only happened because of Drake. No. The West Coast coming together. Bloods and Crips on the same stage.
That's right.
People who are known enemies of each other who would literally be trying to kill each other.
Wow.
On the same stage, not just standing there for a picture, dancing, dapping it up,
That's crazy.
which essentially is a demonstration of unity, even for a moment.
Yes.
At least that. Doing this right here
It's huge.
is showing the relationship and connection. Look, you my brother, all right? Even if for a moment, all right, we brothers. That is big, especially for those of us in the West Coast from Compton, from LA, South Central, Watts, Long Beach, who know what it looks like when there isn't unity, who have been to candlelight vigils, who have seen shootouts, lost family members because of gang wars and gang issues. My older brother was killed dealing with that circumstance.
Yeah.
It's different for us. So to be at the pop out and really to be invited all the way in, because it was sold out within a few minutes, and there were over 100,000 people trying to pay for a ticket after it was already sold out.
At the Forum.
At
too.
the Forum.
Historic. Yeah.
You're talking about over
Historic.
18,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, it was beautiful, man. And I saw so many people there who I had grown up with, who are now rappers, now successful. These are people I grew up with. I saw old students of mine. I mean, it was really a reunion too.
That's
so
right.
it wasn't just the pop out and we came together and it was beautiful, but it was healing for a lot of people. Because it was unity. And let me just make this very clear. Not one negative circumstance happened.
Wow.
Not one shootout, not one fight. Nobody stepped on nobody's shoe and caused no problems. It was a bunch of, oh, my brother, peace, how you doing, bro? It was love everywhere. You mean to tell me nearly 20,000 people, including Bloods, Crips, different people from different hoods can come together under one major building and not one negative circumstance happened?
It shows it's possible.
Not one?
Wow.
I'm going to acknowledge that. I don't care if anyone else doesn't. I'm going to acknowledge that. That was beautiful.
Yes.
And I was happy to be there and be a part of it. Now, I was half the steps up on the stage because I was going to go on stage because Kendrick brought he brought the culture on stage.
Yeah.
He said, I need the culture. The people represent the culture. So I was back there. I was walking up the steps and I walked up and I thought about it because, again, I have to consider more than just, man, Rizza, that'd be dope, man, if you was up there. I have to consider more than what people think.
I feel you.
So I didn't want to potentially bring any negative to our brother or to the moment because of how this enemy would use my image
He's
to try to,
anti-Semitic.
oh, come on, bro. They would have tried something.
Yep.
It was streaming on Amazon. Word. Okay. They would have tried something. So I have to consider more. It's not about
That's
me being
love,
seen.
though.
Yes, love.
And that's sacrifice.
Of course.
Yes.
That's true. That's when it's not about you. And
Everybody
that's
has a role to play.
Come
We
on,
don't
bro.
Understand that sometimes.
when you're not trying to be seen, when you know it's for the mission of the people. I was there. People know I was there. So I don't need to let me jump up there and
See,
get
Rizza
up there and
walking off
start.
stage.
Oh, and I would have bust out a real one, a clean one in these shoes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It would have been done.
The hard box.
No, for real, because
Yes,
it's real. Like that's
Yeah.
I'm from it, So it's not I'm not
That's
trying to
you.
be something.
No,
No, brother,
that's you.
ain't no cap. It's very
That's right.
real. So, but again, it was
Yes.
beautiful, man. Like I said,
Yes.
not one negative instance. I was back there. Everybody, Dre, Kendrick, DeRozan. It was like brother Rizza. It was, you should have saw it, man. It was so beautiful. It was so much love. So again, I'm very thankful for that moment, but I'm more so thankful for the movement of how we keep it going.
That's right.
Don't let it stop.
Gotta keep that momentum.
Just that. Keep it going and let it be infectious around the planet. Make unity continue to happen. That's the real thing. And I believe that's what's happening now because
Feel it.
after that, there was the music video, the Not Like Us music video that was shot in different locations. I was at two of the locations, the Tams Burger location
Yeah.
and then at the Compton Courthouse, which I can't stand because that's where I got my traffic tickets. All right, but the Compton Courthouse, and we were right there.
Wow.
The last scene when he in the middle, right underneath the symbol for Compton, we were right in there with him, right there, like 4 people away from him.
Wow.
But again, it ain't about being seen. It's about being able to say, I was there to witness this. Because when they try to switch and change up the narrative and try to make it seem like it was something else, like, no. Hold up. I was there. What you're not going to do is play us like this.
That's right.
It was beautiful. It was peaceful. Bro, in front of the Compton Courthouse, Bloods, Crips, and all that, that's known as an area where shootouts used to happen.
Wow.
Nearly 2,000 people showed up at the Compton Courthouse after the pop out at the Forum.
Wow.
Not one negative circumstance. clown dancers, crump dancers, Bloods, Crips, my brothers from the Compton Cowboys, shout out to y'all, pulled up on the horses. Come on, man. That y'all need to understand how deep that is.
Hey, y'all be flying them horses though.
All day long.
That's crazy.
And that's
man.
no cap. I grew up riding horses
Yeah.
in Richland Farms, Compton, California. That's another thing. I can ride a horse with no saddle, brother. This is
dope.
very real.
That's dope. I love that, man. Rizza, this was a beautiful conversation.
Yes, sir.
What does the future of our people look like to you?
Minister Farrakhan said, let this enemy keep beating you until you unite. Until you unite, he's going to keep beating you. He's going to keep killing. He's going to keep doing everything that he's doing until you come together. I said that because I believe we are starting to get that now. We're starting to get where this presidency, as a matter of fact, I think now we're starting to get it in our head that, wow, they really don't care about us. Enough of our people are starting to really understand, like, okay, either way we vote, I mean, we're going to have to do some work in our own community. We're going to have to do something. So the future of our people looks bright if we get the hint and be honest about our condition and just get to work. No matter what you call yourself, bro, just get to work. Wherever you are, find out what your talent is, what part of the mission you want to be involved in, how you can use whatever you know, your gifts, whatever, and use that to help the people. If you're an artist, use it. If you are a painter, use it. If you are a engineer, if you are a person who is good in finance, if you're a person who's good with land acquisition and owning, if you're a person who just knows how to teach healing and therapies, use it. Use whatever your gift and talent is to help with the mission of building the people. I see a lot of us doing it. More of us need to do it. That's all. Just get involved in the mission. Start using that word mission. It's about the mission. It's about the people and the mission. It ain't about me. It's about the mission. If we continue to use it that way, come together with that united mindset, I believe the future is bright. I see it happen all the time.
I do.
I see a lot of people. I see yourself, brother, with your platform. I see a lot of people doing good work. That's what we need to highlight more of. So it's not just that the future is bright. It's already there. We just have to highlight it more. Same way we promote the negative, we'll promote the positive. And also the second part of your question, actually, that I forgot to mention, dealing with the masculinity, toxic masculinity. And you also mentioned the war between genders, especially the men and women, primarily black men and black women, but just that, I don't want to graze over that. Toxic masculinity is a white supremacist term created by two Caucasian men. One is a homosexual. First thing you need to do, stop listening to white folk.
Using the buzzwords.
Stop doing that. And when I say stop listening to white folk, stop using their words that they invent to oppress your own people.
From a think tank, basically.
Please. Toxic masculinity was created by two Caucasian men, Shepard Bliss and Robert J. Stoller.
Break it down.
Listen to that term and realize when you listening to idiotic people, toxicity and masculinity can't coexist. Neither can femininity and toxicity. They can't coexist. That's why you never hear the term toxic femininity.
That's right.
The goal is to destroy the masculine security base so that your people will be taken over and obliterated. So they always got to demonize the man. Why do you want to come at a man who's being a real man, teaching the children how to operate, respecting a woman, but also protecting her, letting her know, hey, listen, no, baby, don't wear that. Don't go out over here at night because it's dangerous. I love you enough to protect you. Why are you saying, oh, that's toxic? No, that's not toxic. That's called order. It's called discipline. Well, then they say, well, no, it's when a man tells a young boy to stop crying and suck it up and he can't do. No, that's also called discipline and order.
Emotional intelligence. Too.
Emotional intelligence. See, I agree. Not beating your children.
For sure.
Let's get this clear. Some people have adopted the slave master's tactics where we beat, I'm talking about beat children, and you're doing it publicly and you're recording it.
It's like a whipping post.
The hell do you think is going to happen to that child's psychology? One, he's going to develop, or she's going to develop a hatred for you, and then develop a hatred for men, black men, if it was a man who did it, or black women, if it was a black woman who did it. So you got to think. Discipline and order have to be established, and we have to do it in a way where it doesn't traumatize the child, but it instills order and gives them discipline and helps them to understand right from wrong. But the biggest way that we do that is by being an example of it ourselves. That's the first thing. We telling them not to do something that we doing every day. And they're like, but you, all right, you keep doing it, but you.
Do as I say.
Do as I say, not as I do. But no, that's not how life works.
It's a hypocrite.
You not only are you a hypocrite, but if you keep doing a negative thing and there is no consequence for it that the child can see, then they think they can do the negative thing and there won't be a consequence. It's psychology. My mama keeps doing this, but I don't see nothing bad happening. Okay, I guess I can do it. My father keeps doing this. I don't see nothing bad happening. I guess I can do it. The reason why Brother Rizza didn't go heavily into the gangbanging world and become a thief and robber and all that is because I saw the consequences of it with my own brothers. I saw it. Getting tossed in police cars. I saw it going to funerals. I saw it being put up, my face, a picture put up in the liquor store when I was 9 years old because I was trying to steal, or 8 years old, trying to steal from the liquor store, and they took my picture and they shook my little hoodie out and all the candy and everything fell out. And they said, don't let this child in.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened, y'all. That happened.
He's trying to ban my man.
Hey, I'm serious. I've seen, we was getting banned back then and shut out of stuff back then. But I've seen it.
Right.
Once they see the consequences, it changes. Most of the time, it changes people. It helps them to understand that there is a barrier, there's a limit on certain things. So we have to be the example of it first. Number two, learn how to bring order without pain. Learn. Pain sometimes has its use, because that belt kept me out of jail.
Facts.
I could tell you that much. But learn. There are ways to teach children. Sometimes a father, if he's involved, and brothers, be involved, and sisters, let him be involved. If he's a good man, let him be involved. And if he's not a good man, if he's just terrible, then get a good man or a group of brothers to be involved. Don't use the child as a weapon against each other. Because what you don't realize is they will grow up and despise both of y'all.
Wow.
And then they really gonna be a problem for both of y'all. You think you doing something right by talking down about his father or her father, and she love her father or he love his daddy?
Wow.
He will grow resentment for you because a lot of these mothers are buck breaking these boys.
I'm seeing it in real time.
A lot of them are buck breaking them the same way the slave master would. And then he starts to see, well, okay, well, if my daddy is bad, then show me a good man. Well, I don't even want no men around you. Why? Because you want to perpetuate the negative stuff you doing. You don't want no man around to put you in check or the negative things you doing in check. So you're going to let all that negative build up into that child.
He's going to become that same man.
He's going to become either the same kind of man or worse, or because he loves his mama, he's going to become just like his mama. Walk like you, talk like you, behave like you. He'll be nice and effeminate the same way you want him to be. Why? Because he reminded you so much of his daddy that you don't want him to be nothing like him, including the good parts, which is the masculine. So you like him now because he's soft and docile and effeminate. Now he's talking about being with a man, and you are okay with that. See, a lot of the mothers, sadly, have helped to bring about this generation of soft, weak men by way of being controlled and indoctrinated through the system and by way of being controlled through their trauma. So it ain't just the sister, it's what they have experienced. They probably didn't have no good father. They probably were abused 9 times out of 10 by a man or a woman, because a lot of women do it too.
Ray J was talking about that. Yeah,
Like,
it's a real
listen,
thing.
for real.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
We got to take responsibility. This is why I don't understand how men, y'all, women, y'all. No. Generalizations are the language of the ignorant.
It is.
So when you generalize everybody, you ain't never met Brother Rizza. Hi, peace. How you doing? So don't say all black men. No. Don't do that. And don't say all black women. No, brothers. Don't be ignorant here, because you ain't never met all of them. You talking about your mama. You talking about everybody's mama. No.
And you hurt. Just say that.
And you hurt.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Just generalize yourself if you want to, or be specific about the person who hurt you. My baby mama.
Right.
my mother, my father. But do not generalize everybody, because what you do is you damn all of us to hell, and you make it to where no black man is good, no black woman is good. So what does that happen? What does that do to children? It makes them look at themselves and everybody around them as just terrible people. That's when you get the interracial relationships being pushed. Because I don't need no black one, bro. You must be crazy. Y'all know how they are. What you mean
Passport bros. You got a whole thing, passport bros. I'm going to fly overseas and find me somebody.
You know what's crazy?
She really loves you? Really?
Oh, wait.
She's trying to get that green card.
No,
man.
for real, but wait a minute now. Hold on now. Women been flying overseas to mess around and get men for years now.
But Stella got a groove back.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, come on now. Yeah, they did. How Stella got a groove back. Wasn't Angela Bassett messing with our brother?
Yeah.
Tate Diggs, and he was an island brother.
He was an island boy.
Oh, some of y'all getting mad. I know, Rizza, don't do it. Listen, that right there, I was laughing because I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're mad now? Yeah, it's been going on both sides. But you mad now because men are exploiting it publicly? Both of y'all been doing that. And before we were able to do it, white people been doing it.
Yeah.
They came and got you.
Dang. Donald Trump.
From the island.
Yeah.
They got you.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop playing this game, man. Just say who it is that messed you up and that you don't like and who negatively affected your life, because some of our sisters have thick trauma and they are problems at times because of their trauma that they are being controlled by. Their problems at times. Some of our brothers are messed up because of their trauma at times, and their trauma at times controls them above their logic. So they are messed up out here, becoming devils, both black men and black women at times, some of our people. So y'all got to stop doing this and start pointing back to the real enemy, which is a system, and also our ignorance as a people. Minister Farrakhan said the real enemy is our ignorance. And then second to that, of course, is the system of white supremacy, or this satanic system. So stop with all this all day, because you victims of the same damn system. You are. We were together in the 60s and prior to that.
That's right.
Loved each other. We knew who the real enemy was.
Yeah.
Marriage was promoted. Even in slavery, we was getting married, hopping over that broom.
Yes, sir.
And we're happy to do it because we knew that family is what builds a nation. Now, you letting somebody convince you not to be with a black man, not to be with a man at all, and encourage your child to call themselves whatever they want to call themselves because they feel a certain way. So now they go based off of their feelings. They call themselves gender fluid. And the government said, hey, we can help you chop off your penis. Oh, now y'all quiet. So what are you following really? Is my point. Be honest about the condition that you're in. Confront it. Look at it. Be willing to heal yourself. I love the black woman. I don't give a damn when nobody got to say, oh, you a simp. Shut up. Say it to my face. You Negroes don't even know what the word means. Since when is loving the black woman being a simp?
It's foolish.
You stupid Negroes on this damn internet. Most of you are only on the internet. You're not in the community helping nobody.
No.
You are a goddamn embarrassment. And I will say this to every single one of you in your damn face, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. Same thing with the sisters. All of you niggas, stop it. You don't love yourself. You don't even know yourself. Get in the mirror. Face your trauma, help yourself, love your family, work it out internally first before y'all get out here and trauma dump all over the damn internet, and you spewing and throwing up and defecating on everybody because you don't want to handle yourself in your own life. Don't sit here and infect the rest of these children. My biggest deal now is we have a whole generation coming up behind us. And I'll be damned if they listen to you because you so damn irresponsible and selfish that you condition them to now hating their own people and themselves. This generation, I pray, comes after every single one of the people who push this in a way where they say, I don't like you. You the reason why I'm like this. You wrong for that. Because no other nation of people does that to their own people. Chinese don't be out here generalizing their people. The Russians don't do it. The Indians don't do it. Nobody else does that. Y'all need to stop messing with these black men and get you a white zaddy. Shut up, sister. Stop it. Just name the brothers who abused you. And go confront that. Go get therapy that doesn't drug you. Non-drug therapy. Please. Confront your demons. Go through it so that a black man can really love you, because there is a black man that really loves you. But your damn demons is preventing him from having access, and vice versa, brother. Confront the trauma that your mama gave you. And confront the trauma that your auntie gave you. We don't all, bro, I've received some trauma from some females of my family. Don't get it twisted. Black women. Black women. I've been accused of rape by a black woman. Not a white one. So what I should be the #1 candidate out here speaking against y'all, right? Shouldn't I? Because I've been accused by our sister. But I know what that does. I know what that is. That's trauma. And I'm not going to put that on all of my sisters. I love the black woman. Nobody will change my mind. Nobody. I love the black man as my brother platonically. Heterosexually. Don't you get it twisted. We in Atlanta, but we not of Atlanta. God damn it. You make it very clear. You make it all the way. Yeah, I heard Brother Rizza say he loves us.
Look, he done turned zesty on.
Amen. And I love y'all too. As my brothers on the other side, but please be respectful, as they always are. You know, because and that's what I appreciate about the homosexual side too, LGBT. The majority of them who I meet, they're honest about why they in this condition. They know. Last thing I'm gonna say, because I know we're ending, the chemical side of things that destroy the masculinity and the femininity, the atrazine in the water, right? The soy in almost everything. To the vegan community, I'm talking to you. Don't brag too much about how healthy you are. This is where everybody got to be humbled here. I see too many vegan gangbangers.
Zay said I told you.
Veggie
Zay,
gang.
He's vegan. Yeah, Zay's vegan.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It be veggie gang here. And hell, and they be gangbanging against each other. Because now there's different tiers and levels of vegans. Damn.
Raw vegan.
Brother,
yeah,
bro. I'm a vegan. Well, I'm a raw vegan. Well, I'm an alkaline vegan. Well, I'm a Rastafari ital eater. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. Well, brother, I can eat this, but I ain't with them over there. That's broccoli. Well, broccoli is on the alkaline list. Well, brother, I'm like, well, damn, I thought it was just the meat is the enemy.
I gotta eat air, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Weighing 20 pounds. Brother, you better stop playing with me. Y'all know I love y'all. I'm actually booked to speak in Houston at a major vegan event. And I'm going to bring this energy too, because y'all know us how to love. But understand how the enemy is using food and chemicals to effeminize us. Please don't think that it doesn't exist. Rizza, prove it, man. That's crazy. Really conspiracy theory. I need you to go back to the mid 1990s. You have two things. One, the halitosis bomb, honorable mention, where they wanted to create a chemical that would make the breath smell so bad that it would almost knock each other out. It's just biochemical warfare. Aside from that, in the early 1990s, they had something called the gay bomb that the U.S. military was working on. It was an experimental idea, which I don't think it was an idea alone, where they said that chemically they can drop a bomb that would send out an aerosol mist during war to make their enemies turn homosexual and start to get involved homosexually with one another. If you think they can create chemicals in pills that would make you want to kill yourself, create chemicals in pills that would make you think about killing other people, suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies with chemistry. You think they can't induce your attraction using high induced chemicalized areas of hormones and pheromones that make you see another man as attractive, or see another woman as attractive if you're a woman? You think this enemy can't do it? The gay bomb. Look it up. Y'all like, oh my God.
It's real.
It's very real. And then aside from that, again, atrazine in the water, one of the number one, number two chemicals used in the water right now, dealing with pesticide, herbicide, arena, that Tyrone B. Hayes, a professor who used to work with Syngenta from the University of Berkeley, he still works there now, where he's been studying frogs for over 20 years and determined that that chemical was turning the frogs homosexual. Primarily, the male frogs, their phallus or their penis was dissolving into a vagina.
Wow.
Chemically. And he said, this is the number one contaminant in the water.
Wow.
So if you think that this explosion in homosexuality is just by happenstance and everybody's just living their truth, you are crazy.
And the chemtrails too. When we
Come
look
on, bro.
up, we see the lines in the sky.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You think they're going to let a black Mecca where all this money is being built just continue to flow, and they're going to let y'all do this? You better understand what chemical warfare looks like. There is no absolute no coincidence that the CDC is in Atlanta. And Atlanta has become the Mecca of black homosexuality.
And HIV.
There is no coincidence here.
And we have a whole clinic across the hall. And
Bro.
we see people every single day.
Please.
Everyday people, man, who you would not even think. You see businessmen, businesswomen going
Yes.
inside of the clinic, and they have to get all of their
They get their shots,
prescriptions
their pills and all
Yes.
that. Because it's an explosion of it. Through our lower desires, the enemy know our chemistry. He knows how to manipulate our chemistry. He knows how to manipulate our mind. Certain shows and all that. There was there are studies being conducted on using women with big butts in advertisements and how that controls the mentality of men and even women, because they have linked what they said, bigger butts to more intelligence, bigger butts to more attractiveness and reproduction, as far as wanting to procreate, because it looks more voluminous and survival. It deals more with, for example, in Africa, where they look at a woman who is bigger, they believe she's healthy. If you're skinnier, you're going to die. Like this is how certain parts of Africa, she's famished. That's what it is. Remember how the Europeans were studying a woman by the name of Sarah Bartman.
Yeah.
Remember this. To all the sisters who are either getting BBLs, considering getting them, or already have them, please study Sarah Bartman. the Venus Hottentot, who the Europeans were experimenting on and studying her body because they were trying to figure out why her buttocks, her gluteus medius and maximus, her butt was so big.
Still had her butt in a jar or some stuff like that.
Yeah, no, still had her body in the museum in Paris.
Yes, yep,
until the early 2000s.
Yep. Wow.
Then they brought her body back to Africa to bury it. They put her body in a museum. They were experimenting on this black woman, looking at her body, and it was so bad they would put her in the traveling circus, then into the underground orgy market all over Europe, and they would use her body as an aphrodisiac. So when they would have these orgies, they would walk up in on a line and touch her vagina and get tantalized and walk over there and start having sex in the corner. And oh my God, that's what they did with her. Now you do it willingly. Sarah Bartman is who y'all are following. Shout out to Dream Doll, who just came out, I think 2 days ago and said, I'm tired of this surgery and keeping up these BBLs. I want to get all of this removed.
Wow.
Shout out to Black China,
Yep.
who said, I'm no longer interested in this.
Stuff removed.
I'm getting all this removed. She didn't just say it. She put on her whole journey on camera and showed the whole world, listen, I'm getting these fillers. She said, I got to get all this stuff taken out. And injections everywhere. It's injections. I got to get it taken out. All this money. Shout out to K. Michelle.
Yep.
She got 13 surgeries to remove what happened to her body as a result of these surgeries, and a whole lot of other sisters who haven't come out publicly yet. So that trend moved as far as getting the BBLs. Now the trend now is it was a wrong decision, being the #1 most dangerous cosmetic surgery in the world. The most kill rate is with that one. So a lot of these sisters are now, they coming back and they saying, you know what? I want to get back to my natural self. So I want to acknowledge them.
Yes, sir.
Because these are the sisters who are now going to be looked at as enemies of the other ones. And don't let them turn anybody against each other. Please always big up and show love and support to the brothers who are masculine, to the sisters who are feminine, to the sisters who want to be the natural selves, to the brothers, because a lot of y'all getting BBL abs. The hell?
They say BBL Drizzy.
What's up with Miami? Damn. Ab inject. Man, get in the gym.
I know.
Eat better.
Bro, it take 1 hour out each day.
Come on now.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all looking at Brother Rizza. Man, Brother Rizza, I'm serious, but I also have to be an example of it.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people get up here and talk.
Yeah.
That you look at me like, bro, I like all that stuff you saying.
Got a tummy tuck, though.
But no, hey, we have to be examples of it. So I said I'm not just going to walk here, but I'm going to talk. So I had to mention all that, brother, because you know that's something that's needed. You know, just love yourself, y'all. Seriously, we love our sisters, love our brothers. There are enough of us doing good, sisters and brothers out here. Promote those. Stop following the people who are just dumping their trauma on everybody, and promote the ones who show love in the midst of their trauma. They're like, yeah, black man hurt me, but not all black men.
That's right.
Yeah, black woman hurt me, but not all black women. So I love y'all.
That's right.
And I think our people will continue to love each other if we promote that side more.
For sure. Rizza, man, this was phenomenal, bro. You did a crazy, crazy job, man. You killed this. On the way out, how are you doing, man? Because you travel. Instagram pages, they always trying to take it down.
Yes, sir.
White House list, like you said, it's like the Super Bowl, pretty much, of being on that and of just always being attacked. How are you doing? And then as well, how can we support you? Whether that's financially, emotionally, or just being around. How can we support you as well?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Well, I'm doing very well. I can say that, you know, Allah has blessed me with a beautiful queen.
Yes, sir.
Strong black woman. Strong black woman.
Yeah.
Strong black woman.
Yes, sir.
Let's make that clear. Say that 3 times.
No bunny hopping.
No bunny hopping.
Right.
Although there were attempts. Yeah, brother, we got it's another reason why I practice martial arts. But you know, y'all all right, but you know. All right, so I'm doing very well, brother, because I knew by studying our greats what this life comes with.
Right.
And you don't really get it until you start experiencing it. When you start being hated, when you start being talked about in the mainstream media, when you start having your own people turn on you because of what the mainstream media said about you, that they start to believe. Oh, it's very hurtful, very much so. I've gone through it. I've been lied on. This government, brother, 10 years. I was fighting a case that was dismissed.
Yes, sir.
I was offered over 6 plea deals.
Wow.
Even up to the day before the trial. The day before, they called my attorney and was like, hey, he's facing this many years. You might want to take this deal. Hey, you might want to go ahead. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because the brothers and sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. Many of y'all had to take, you felt like you had to take one because they threatened you and you didn't have the money, you didn't have the energy. You're like, damn, man, can they really do this? You know, but I had enough faith, thankfully. Case was dismissed the next day. The first day of trial within the first 5 minutes. Wow. And I had so many of our people on YouTube and in different circles talking about your brother. Clout chasing.
Yeah.
Not one of you simple Negroes have come out and apologized. Not one of you. Because you're weak. And this is what the difference is. I feel so much better knowing that if you follow righteous leadership, you study our leaders, you see what they potentially went through, did go through, etc. It can help you map out how you should move.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen it time and time again. If you see it, if you see this happening, do this.
That's right.
And we're successful each and every time. So I'm very thankful, bro. I feel good. The stress is only something that helps to continue to build your brother. Of course, I believe in Almighty God, Allah. Minister Farrakhan is my leader.
Yes, sir.
Regardless of what anybody got to say. Oh, he's this, he's that. I genuinely don't give a damn. Like you can keep talking, but I don't follow y'all Negroes because none of y'all are qualified.
You don't say that
like
about
the brother
your
said, you're not qualified.
Yeah.
Right. Your president said, I'm not interested in all that.
Yeah.
And I just do my best to keep the balance, exercise, have a little fun whenever I can, study, pray. And stick close to my family.
Amen.
You know, the good family. We have to do our best to maintain a balance. I would say, don't run to be a revolutionary. It's not on you, it's in you.
That's right.
And most of y'all on the internet tend to find that out when you think that, oh, I got a lot of followers.
It's not as sexy as what it looks
like.
It
ain't sexy, bro, when you really in it. Just because you have digital followers don't mean you have physical ones. Right. So stop with this fake numerical thing that makes you think, oh, I got 6.7 million. No, you don't. You can't move nobody.
Half of them bots anyway.
And half of them bots, bro. And the enemy knows. They know who's a threat. How do they know? Because they'll tell you and everybody else who they dislike. They're going to say, this Negro, we don't like him. And they're going to put our names up there, which they've done with your brother and others. Yes, I'm on the same list, brother, that Garvey, that King, that Malcolm, that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan, all of them, the Panthers are on the ADL list. I'm on that. 3 FBI watch lists, 1 Department of Homeland, bro. 3 times I'm on 1 Department of Homeland Security watch list here in Atlanta. I just got put on that. How? Okay. Department of Homeland, what are y'all doing? I'm on that watch list. White House disinformation doesn't listen. Now I just got it added to a list of 6 people that NBC just did an article on me about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
They said these are the 6 most influential platforms in the Black community that push disinformation. 6 people now, and I'm on that list. But that's from NBC, so we know that's Satan. Yeah, see, I love being hated by this enemy because that lets me know I'm doing the right thing. So I'm cool, bro. We all good over here, but again, it's not on you, it's in you. Because if it's your purpose, you're okay with that. But if you just somebody trying to jump into it because you think it's trendy, you're gonna feel the pressure and be like, man, I ain't trying to do all this, bro. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up, give me a job and stop talking because this ain't as cool as I thought it was. Yeah, it's not a trendy thing to truly be against this enemy and truly be fighting the system. It's not trendy, but again, if it's your purpose, you'll be all right with it.
Amen. Rizza, man, I'm so proud of you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'm grateful for you too, man, because you've been doing great work for a very long time. So I just want to give you all your flowers, man. This conversation, it was a classic, bro. So, man, I appreciate you greatly. On the way out, where can everybody follow you, stay in touch with you, all that good stuff as well?
Well, before we go, I have a gift for you, my brother. This here.
Thank you.
Is the infamous black box that people have been seeing all over the internet. Your brother, as a result of people who were, I would say, experimented on by the shot over the last 3 years, 3.5, 4 years. I said, I can't just get out here and educate the people about the science and give them updates about the negatives. I have to come out with a positive, a solution that helps them with their health. So your brother left the country and I created something called Intellectual Power.
Yes, sir.
This is a Black-owned herbal brain supplement.
I've heard great things about it too.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. And you're going to feel great things too. Trust and believe. But it's for neurological health. So for the brain and nervous system, which is one of the areas that the shot has affected. So the brain, nervous system, the digestive system, reproductive health, because we have a lot of issues dealing with our reproductive system, as well as, of course, immunity. So these are 13 herbs, vegan friendly. As y'all know, I was gonna run into that, brother. Is the capsules? Oh yeah, the veggie gang is real, man. But the capsules are vegetable fiber. The container is glass. because I don't want to be involved in the plastic thing.
Come on,
because we want to help the environment, help the people. So this is your gift, my brother.
Thank you, Rizza.
Want to
I
give you
appreciate
that.
it greatly,
Absolutely.
man.
Go to intellectualpower.net.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you read the reviews. Look at the science page. I am backed by herbal physicians,
Come on now.
by PhD scientists, and we have the science up there. It actually is now proven that certain ingredients, certain components in certain ingredients that we have in here, and I'll just mention some of the ingredients. We have bladderwrack, we have vervine, we have carpenter's bush, we have turmeric, we have patchouli, we have rosemary, basil,
Come on.
soursop, sea moss, and I'm not a part of the sea moss gang.
Yeah, that's
So that's a whole nother gang banging thing. But all of these are some of the ingredients that are in there. Some that people may have heard of, may have not heard of. Fitweed is another one. Sensitiva is another one. These are very ancestral herbs that help the body in different ways. But some of the components of certain ingredients are now being found scientifically to help with detoxing from the spike protein that was injected into people during the COVID circumstance. So that is why your brother came out with it. Absolutely. It's a solution. I'm not saying it is the number one cure for everything.
But a solution.
But what I'm saying is it is a solution.
That's right.
And again, if you are skeptical about it, go to intellectualpower.net. Look at the reviews.
Read,
please. Read the reviews. Go to all the pages. We do videos at all of them. These herbs come from the island of St. Lucia. Out of the country.
Yes, sir.
Clean, non-GMO, organic, no heavy metals, no radiation fallout, etc. So intellectualpower.net. Make sure y'all get y'all's, and I believe you will see a very big difference. Like a lot of people are talking about how it's been helping them tremendously in their life. It's good for pregnant women if they want to take it. Children, they can take it.
Yes, sir.
People who have different medications, etc. Talk to your doctor. Let them know these are the ingredients, etc. before taking it. But yes, sir. That's what it is.
Humble, brother.
Absolutely.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You're needed. We love you, man. So
appreciate that, brother. Love you as well.
That on that track it can get rough, man. Remember, you have a whole army of people who are supporting you, brother. So
yes, sir.
Man, stay on it. Again, this was great. We appreciate you. Anytime that you fly down, you already know, hey, you got a second home. So,
yes, sir.
Man,
appreciate
5
you,
years in the making, but it was
5
time.
years. Yes, sir.
It was time.
That's a fact. I'm proud of you again, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
And y'all continue to support real channels who push real information and real people. Not just Brother Rizza, but anyone who speaks the truth, who truly cares about you as a people. Y'all keep supporting them, support the channels that help them as well.
Yes, man.
Appreciate you again,
Shout
my
out to your queen, your team, everyone.
Absolutely.
Zay, Derek, Sid for holding down the fort as well. Because, man, you cannot do this by yourself.
That's a fact.
So y'all as well, man. Every single person who tunes in all the time, shows love, the comments, everything, man. We appreciate y'all. Support Rizza, show him love as well. Man, blessed be your host, Caleb Smith. Another classic episode. Until next time, peace.
RizzaIslam.com, y'all.
Yes, sir. Tap in with him.
Yes, sir.
Rizza, honor.
Black man.